back.
Hey, look at that. Awesome. So before we jump into the game proper and a quick summary of the last session, because it's been a while since we've played, do we have any announcements? Anything from the Meeples and Dragons space?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Nope. Cool. Anyone else got anything they want to spruik? Anything they've got coming up? Anything they want to kind of shout out?
Heck yeah. Vox in Vasio. Check that out. I don't think it's like the first session's been published yet, but
it'll be coming soon. We're doing all the recording and stuff is happening at the moment, but that'll be coming soon.
Mothership, space, cool people. It's gonna be a fun time. Also tomorrow morning, Castleton. Multiple people here in it. Watch it. I don't know if we're actually in tomorrow's episode, but it's neither here nor there. And tomorrow evening on the Law Rights, we will have a little sesh of the fun Gay Pirates adventure that Ash Makes Props has been running over there. And for the first games that Ash has run, absolutely crushing it. Ash has been a proper fucking pleasure to watch on that game.
Yeah, friggin' standing. Awesome. Anybody else?
One more. Is that very, very soon in your ear holes can be the Aussie Roll Call podcast, which is being run by the Australian roleplay community, which if you are not a part of and you are part of the Australian TTRPG space, come join us. You'll be hearing my voice a lot more, as well as the lovely Stevie and the lovely Dan, interviewing and talking to a bunch of people across the TTRPG space, so both players and game designers, and I don't know, you might hear a cheeky SazTheMeeple in an upcoming episode. We go live very soon. We just had a couple of technical hitches that have delayed our start, but we will be in your ears. So yeah, and the lovely Neff, who's hiding in chat, has had a chat with us as well. So
outstanding. Yeah, man. God, geez, we're up to all sorts of crazy things, aren't we? This is amazing.
Chaos.
Awesome. Hey, I'm going to throw out a quick foreshadowing apology here. If I start coughing, I'll try and hit the mute button in time, but I am recovering from
plague.
The plague, which is why we didn't play last fortnight ago. So I will try not to cough too much. And players, if you make me laugh too much, I may actually just like run out of oxygen and pass out. So just as a heads up.
Challenge accepted.
That might be a goal. I'm not sure. Look,
how does that pass out? How does that differ from any night that we suggest a course of action and you kind of laugh a lot and then we dread that action immediately?
Yeah, look, I mean, right. So summary from the last session. Okay. So as everyone is aware, we're up in, we're now, this is episode 2 of book 2, That Which Shines. So summary from the, actually this is episode 3, summary from the last session. So where last we left off, Rowan had just blinked back into existence, replacing the strange Thea as her and Tiernan were conversing during their watch. At the same time, Blinky had alerted Tiernan to some strange sounds coming from out in the darkness. Quickly rousing their friends, it was not long before the group was set upon by 5 strange ghoul-like creatures that emerged from the darkness, their intentions of the most murderous type. A fierce battle ensued, cries of pain and the calling forth of magic ringing through the night air. The party was hard-pressed, with many of them taking grievous injuries, including Tiernan, who came dangerously close to death, before the creatures were driven off and finally slain. Taking a moment to inspect their wounds, the old duergar Abrasaur commented on the dangers of being bitten by these foul creatures, and that they could now be infected with the chances of turning into ghouls themselves. Now, with a sense of urgency, the party made for Belcry in the hopes that there they would be able to find the salve that was said could cure the foul disease. Upon arriving, the group wasted no time in finding the apothecary Layla, who took her time inspecting all of their wounds and injuries and finally declared that they were all, in fact, safe, but had been extremely lucky. Taking a moment to catch their breath, Grumpfel made a short trip to the resting home, the temple of both his god, Kamateon, as well as Maisha. There he paid his respects before the group finally decided that it was time to move on. What lies before our heroes now? Will they make the trip to Nar Ithil, where Abrasaur has suggested that the duergar might be able to help Meira with her dangerous dreams? Or are their intentions to head elsewhere? And that is where we will pick up. It was probably just after lunchtime by the time you had all emerged from the resting home after spending a small amount of time there. Now with decisions upon where to head to next. I hand it over to you.
Is Abrasaur with us?
Yep.
He came to the temple with us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That guy just has nothing to do.
No.
He's our best friend now.
Level 6 clinger.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Noted. I'm just making
Abrasaur, we intend to go to Nar Ithil. Do you think you could help us to navigate the way?
Yeah, of course I can. I mean, it's like there's a fairly easy road to follow, but I mean, I was going to be going that way anyway, so I'm more than happy to go. I do need to pick up new cart, probably new donkey as well. Old donkey got taken by those stupid creatures. I used to having cart, worked, getting older, doesn't like to walk all the time.
How far away is it?
Oh, it's probably for maybe 5 days from here.
Oh, okay.
It's like up in Scimitar Mountains. It's not short trip.
Tina just sort of looking out into the distance to see that. Can I see the Scimitar Mountains from?
Yeah, like far, way off in distance. But I mean, it's a massive mountain range.
Oh, okay. Distance seems longer down here.
Well, I mean, if you not spend lots of time walking around like me, then you're probably not used to this kind of thing.
No.
Me, very easy. I know how far away stuff is. Plus, me done trip numerous times now, so pretty obvious.
Okay. Well, what's the plan, gang?
I think we should get moving as soon as we can. This being, this entity inside Meira's mind could blow up her brain at any moment. Sooner we get there and protect Meira from this, better.
I agree, that makes sense. I think so. Don't know what the rest of you think, but
Do we need to put like Meira off to side of camp so if head blows up, doesn't make mess on the rest of us?
No, it'll be best if she sits right beside you, after all.
It's a joke, isn't it? That's quite clever, Tiernan. No, don't like brain stuff on me.
You'd be lucky if my brain stuff got on you.
Well, I really don't know what to say to that. But look, maybe I go get new cart, new donkey. I meet you maybe back on edge of town in like about an hour. Does that sound fair? I mean, you will come with me, but it's not going.
Do you want to leave Wirt here so he doesn't have to walk? He can sit on my horse.
It is a good idea, perhaps, to keep Meira calm. Maybe this protect her in some measure, and maybe what be able to help with that.
Meira, make a persuasion check with advantage due to Delgrim's help.
And yeah, as soon as the donkey was mentioned, I think Delgrim would have thrown eyes over to Meira as well. It's been like, yeah.
Pour one out for
I
dog.
got you.
Dog the second.
Oh God, no. Okay. What did you get? What did you get, Meira?
24?
24.
I have a +7 to persuasion.
what do you
Like-
want?
It's like, well, Meira, you
Yes.
promise. Wirt, my friend, try and pat him like a dog, try and stroke him like cat. He will bite you. It's like if I came up and tried to pat Delgrim. Like, I'm sure Delgrim wouldn't like me to treat him like a dog.
The look Delgrim throws immediately is just pure murder.
What if
That's my case. This is exactly what I mean. It's like word is like Delgrim. It's like imagine if Delgrim was your friend. Well, he is your friend. You know what I mean?
I promise I won't pat him, but I may want to just try and shake his paw.
Look, as long as you ask permission, I's fine. But if he bites you, not my problem. I'm going to go now. Just yes. He
Don't worry, he's in good hands.
pulls his stupidly big head sort of tighter down on his head, and you can hear him sort of grumbling as he walks off.
I was gonna say he won't need that hat with all the shade that Delgrim just threw at him.
Yeah, well, look. So Ebersol goes off to sort himself up some bits and pieces. Is there anything in particular, or do we want to just jump straight ahead?
Get to traveling, I'd say.
I don't think we're going unless Meira intends to do a lot of role play with.
I just want to see if I can ask permission to shake his paw. I just want to be friends with Wirt.
Okay, so you're going to go over to Wirt, and what are you going to say to Wirt?
Well, I'm going to, if he's not already up on the horse, I will gesture for him to get up onto the horse so that he can sit comfortably. And then I will extend my hand towards him and do like the up and down motion.
Okay.
And then just, I guess if he doesn't snarl or spit like fire or anything like that, I will just go and just try and take his little hand.
Okay. So remember, remember, Wirt's not like he's the size of a big dog.
Yeah.
So, you know, like he looks up at the horse and he kind of looks back, and you could swear for a moment like one eyebrow kind of arches on this small and then when you extend your hand, he just kind of puts his long neck forward in his snout and gives it a bit of a sniff, and then just pulls back and looks at you again.
Buy some food, Meira.
Who has that dire bacon?
Wait, is Meira asking that out loud?
Yeah.
I do. Why?
Well, I don't have any meat on me, and I figured that Wirt might like some bacon.
Please do not waste magical meat on small creature.
Yeah, it's a bit of a waste on Wirt, isn't it?
I will rummage in my bag and see if I can find some sizable crumbs.
You guys would have rations, which would include some dried meats and stuff like that. So you'd have something.
I will offer a piece of dried meat. Just want to get one patty.
I wonder if he likes sparkle cookies.
I don't have any left. I have crumbs.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, this is the problem. You're out of sparkle cookies, and your head's going to explode.
Yeah, you're losing all of your power, Meira. Look, you offer a piece of dried meat to Wirt, and he gives it a bit of a sip. Yeah.
While he's eating it, I'm just gonna give a little pat in. Just
Where are you trying to pat him?
just well, not a pat. It's more of just I just want to touch him. I just
How
want to
are
pat him on the back. Just go, yeah. Yummy food.
Make an acrobatics check for me.
Wow, not even animal handling, it's just automatic defensive shit.
Well, admittedly,
He's not a
she's
friggin'
halfling.
animal, man.
Yeah.
Why, it's not an animal, yeah.
I rolled an 18 plus 2, so 20.
Okay. You go to pat him, and you can see he instinctively tries to pull away, but he's not fast enough. And you kind of manage to kind of get like a little, like a, sort of a hand on him before he jerks back, like turns around, like one little lip just kind of curls up, revealing some very sharp teeth.
Meira will just like follow him a kiss and then turn around.
I think Delgrim will kind of step forward to bare his teeth, kind of give a little snarl.
So Wirt sort of looks at the Blumkiss, then looks at you, Delgrim, and then just kind of goes, There's two little curls of smoke come out of his nose, and he just turns away from both of you and just sits there, like looking back to where Abrasaur had gone from.
I count that as a win because I didn't get bitten.
Didn't lose a limb.
So
Did not lose limb this time. Perhaps Meira Abrasaur may be a good source of advice on how to interact with his angry friend.
I need to work out what his high value treats are.
So probably in about half an hour later, actually Abrasaur returns. Donkey pulling a pretty small cart. When he sort of comes around the corner of the road, you see Work get up and kind of potter on over to him, and you can see Abrasaur kind of go, right, okay, mutters something, and you see Work like then climb up onto the back of the cart. Abrasaur comes up, gives you, Meira, a bit of a look, and then goes, all right, I'm ready. Are the rest of you ready? I'm fine now.
Ready?
Ready for adventure. Got that clear. I'm wearing the hat.
Rowan's like standing there with all this stuff, but just waiting.
Oh, awesome. You've all got horses. You've still got all your horses and stuff, haven't you?
Horses and ponies, mix thereof, yeah.
Should we have bought
Ponies.
one? Should we have bought a mount for Rowan?
Probably something would need to be organized because, yeah.
Happy to kind of loop around and maybe say that Rowan, maybe you went with Abrasaur when he went to get his cart and stuff.
If he's got on a cart, maybe she's just sitting on the cart as
Yeah,
they move
that's
along.
fine.
That way, it's all kind of
Cool.
sorted.
Okay, so you're
And
all
waved away.
all set up, all organized. Everyone's on their respective horses. Rowan is on the back of the cart.
Well, hang on. We spent a good hour and a half figuring out the exact horses that we acquired. I feel like Rowan should have at least, I don't know, 40 minutes.
Oh no, her decision was, oh look, a cart. I've ridden on carts before. Done. I feel like carts are the way that she has when she's with her Da going down and helping with moving product and stuff around. That's how she normally rides, is she jumps in the back of the cart. She can be on a horse, but she's more comfy just chilling and keeping stuff in the cart. So.
Cool. Awesome. So with that, you all head off eastwards down the main road towards the Scimitar Mountains. You only travel for about half a day before evening finally falls. The trip is sort of a very, very gradual incline as you head up towards the Scimitar Mountains. But for most of the trip on this first day, the countryside is fairly kind of flat, open, a little bit of farmland around that you can see. Quite a pleasant early autumn day. But you finally find yourselves with darkness falling, getting ready to set up for the evening camp. So with that, I just realized I didn't have the required document. I need open, which I'll do now. I just want to work out, so for the rest of this trip, I just want to establish what basically your watch order is going to be.
Tiernan would probably go first because he wants to tinker.
Rowan would probably would not be paired onto a watch because she would be awake anyway. So if people wanted to take shorter watches so that there's always a second, which is Rowan, that means that everyone doesn't have to be awake as long.
Yeah. And I've always got blinkies, so I can also do individuals.
Yeah. Rowan's just like the sentry bot. Okay, so Tiernan first. Who's after Tiernan?
Sure, yeah, Delgrim then.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Cool, I was going to say,
Got the
yeah,
right
okay.
question,
fine.
guys.
Wow.
I was going to say, well, I mean, Grumpfel can go next, but that means no one gets coffee if he doesn't have the last watch shift.
Okay. So what I'm hearing there is Tiernan, Delgrim, Meira, Grumpfel.
Yeah, I'll go in the middle.
Yeah.
And Rowan's just awake.
one day
And,
we'll
and Rowan
establish-
just kind of covers the entire
yeah.
thing.
One day we'll
Yeah.
establish an actual standard order and commit it to memory, and
Maybe that
never
is the
have to have
standard
this
order.
fucking
I'll make a
conversation
note.
again.
I'll
Yeah,
make-
maybe this is just
That's
the
the
standard
standing
order.
order.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll make a note.
I'll write that. Yep. Carve it in stone on a tablet somewhere. Okay. At no stage whatsoever does Abrasor offer to do any kind of watch. In fact, as you basically set up, you can see he's like unraveling his bedroll in the back of his cart. And it doesn't take him long before you guys can hear the dulcet sounds of a very snoring duergar, who's curled up in the back of the cart, and Wirt's curled up right beside him.
Yeah, no wonder he got attacked.
By dulcet tones, do you mean it sounds like someone's going through the cart with a chainsaw?
Yeah,
That's a
effectively.
great, that's a great fear of looking at travesty in the immediate area as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. There goes any sense of stealth. So with that, you guys settle in for the evening, have a light meal, do all the various bits and pieces. Now, I do want to remind all of you, because I think a couple of people forgot last session about the magic items that you got from the dragon. So don't forget that at dawn, you have to make a choice about which of the two forms that you want to attune to, whether it is the Ironstone form or effectively the item form. And don't forget that you've actually got those as well. And you can change that every dawn, but only at dawn. So, with that, Tiernan, you get all set up for the first watch. Everyone else settles in and goes to sleep.
Rowan is going to, like, I assume Tiernan's like set himself up somewhere specific.
Oh
the
yeah,
watch?
he's actually leaning on up against a tree. He indicated he was going to tinker, but he tends to be focused more on the sky than actually looking around, keeping a watch.
Well, she will do like a lap to make sure that everything else is fine, and probably let him be for a bit. But she's going to walk over to him at some point. Probably if he goes to sit down at some point, that's probably when she would approach him. But it depends on what he's going to do.
Oh, he'd be sitting down, leaning up against a tree.
Cool. She's going to walk over, and then just like next to you, I'm going to go with there's a rock, on which she like places her rock, and then just sits down next to it, not saying anything. She just sort of puts it there.
Oh, in front of me.
Well, visible to you very clearly, like puts it down, not in front of your lap, but in your vicinity.
Oh, is this your rock?
You said you wanted to look at it, and on the horse wasn't the right time to hand you over something, so
Okay.
she like now like eyebrows like, is this not the right thing? Is this not what you wanted her to do?
Oh, okay. Well, I realize it's a personal item, so and he starts checking himself and goes, just pulls out the pistol. Might just flick the safety switch and literally hands it to you. Bit of quid pro quo then, huh?
She's looking at it and doesn't quite know what to do with a gun that this tiny halfling has just been handed. So she just kind of sits like, yeah, like it's compared to her, that's a big gun. She's gonna like take it and hold it like a woman waiting in a waiting room with a handbag on their lap. It's the sort of like, she just sort of puts it there, like she's not quite sure what she's supposed to do with it.
Tiernan's already reached for the rock,
Yeah.
and he's just picked it up and he's looking at it. What do I actually see?
It looks, from a functional perspective, it looks like a piece of tiger's eye. It is very smooth. and it doesn't look like it's hewn from anything, but it also doesn't look like it's been polished to within an inch of its life. It's like a good weathered rock, like you would find for skimming stones, but this is made out of something that is
So weathered over
vastly-
time rather than
that looks like it's been weathered over time rather than that it's been
polished
chunked
clear.
off of something or polished clean. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I do have a couple of questions, if you don't mind, but I'm happy to. I know this is personal, so did you want to do a quid pro quo sort of thing?
As in, you ask some questions, then I ask some questions.
Well, it's
She's
only
asking you a
fair.
question.
So it's only fair.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, you go first because you seem to have questions, and I'll have a think about my questions, and then maybe we'll have questions. She's like not thought that this was going to be a quid pro quo situation and is thus unprepared for a conversation like this.
Well, Tiernan's looking over the stone, trying to just look for anything that sort of stands out, and trying to correlate what he saw with fear, almost like trying to find that origin point. And he's just going to say, where'd you get this? And was there something that occurred before the rock appeared? Oh wait, that's two questions.
It's okay. Where I can't really answer where it came from. I kind of just it appeared in my pocket of the jacket that I wear all the time. I got it when I was very little. It's not like I haven't just picked it up, I didn't get given it or anything. Something that occurred before.
Like, was there anything that preceded it appearing?
I mean, so I don't know if you remember me. So you know how you were saying that the person I made a deal with might be a big deal. And she says that like it's got a capital B, capital D, big deal. It appeared not long after they saved my life. So I don't really know if there was like where it came from, but and she like looks down at your like at her lap, and she's like trying to explain, but she doesn't quite have words for like to answer your question sufficiently because she doesn't know the answer. It's part of what she's kind of like. It's quite clear that she's like but she looks down and she sees this gun in her lap, and she goes, "What about like this? Where'd you get your gun?"
Well, that one, I kind of made that one. Assembled it and put it together. So it's not my design. It's one of the designs that Kafar Bal from the Shardsmith Guild. I followed the basic design and incorporated just my own little changes to it. But that's where I essentially got it from. I assembled it myself. But that's you're welcome to another question. That's
like do you know how it works? Like you seem like you don't want to talk about it. Is there like do you not understand how it works, or is there some reason you don't want to talk about it?
I do know how it works. I can explain some things, but there's certain parts of that technology which I'm not allowed to reveal. It's more to do with the actual nature of the the device more than anything else. But I can give you an understanding, but it's a bit complicated, so it would make for me to explain it a little bit better. How much do you know about Shardfall and Carthar Baal? None?
She like looks at you and shakes her head like she's from a tiny town. She just doesn't really.
Carthar Baal doesn't visit Riverview, does it? Never
No.
has. Okay. Well, that makes sense why you wouldn't know too much about us. Well, it goes into the nature of the pistol and the technology involved. We utilize a mineral known as the shard. Now, you've seen a shooting star, correct? Okay. Well, imagine one of those shooting stars didn't miss us and instead fell from the sky and crashed into the ground. We had one of them, and it crashed where I'm originally from, where my entire nation of people originally came from. When it landed, it wiped out all my people's ability to use magic and turned us blue for some odd reason. I don't know why.
It's cool though. Like cool reason why you're blue.
Well, I'm always been blue, so my whole family's been blue.
Like she's sort of like yeah, but like the why you're blue and you're not. Yeah.
It's not like it turned you inside out. It's
No.
like, hey,
Yeah.
But that was centuries ago. I'm pretty sure it was almost 1,000 years ago by now. So we've been able to use that mineral to create a sort of technology which is able to pull, like for lack of a better word, magical power from it. But in my nation's history, other people coveted the mineral. They saw it as a way to use to gain power, to use for weaponry, to use for other means. It's the reason why we're not huge fans with the Empire. Well, it was a long time ago, yeah, but I know my history, and we are sort of cautious with them. So because we've sort of lumped with this mineral, we sort of became the unofficial custodians of it, and we took it with us when we moved, and that's how Carthar Baal came about. So in answer to your original question, I can't tell you how we handle the shard, what we do to the shard, but I can explain it as we draw magic from it, and then we create devices around it to do particular tasks.
That makes sense. It's a bit like how I couldn't do magic before and I can now.
Yeah, because you're getting the magic from a source.
Yeah.
Well, your source would be the big deal being that is helping you. My source is the shard. And the reason why I can't talk about it is it's sort of like high treason if I reveal how we process certain things. It's my entire family line is locked to that, so it's a privilege. It's a privilege, but it also comes with a bit of responsibility. Oh, yeah.
That's my 2 questions.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This is going to sound like an odd question, but when you've been bamfing between the realities, now I believe you've gone to 2 realities now. One where it was Thea's reality, one with Gerlach's reality.
I think technically there's been 3
3.
because there was that one that you all said was like me, but not me
Oh,
as
that's
well.
right. That's right.
I don't know. I'm not here when they're here, and sometimes the places look kind of like here. So not with Gerlach's one, but like with Thea's one, it just looks like here, but it's wrong.
Well, I'd like to. My question is regarding Gerlach's reality. When you were there, now Gerlach and his people have accessed the shard on their reality. I'm just
Okay.
curious about if you saw some odd technology or anything of that nature when you were over there. That, like, look like the pistol in front of you. It may not be that. Might not be a pistol. May be some sort of advanced creation, or um, I really don't know. I'm just.
I mean, it was very different there. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know that I saw anything like the pistol that you're talking about.
Not so much
But
the pistol itself, but something that seemed very odd, very strange to your eyes.
she's like looking at you like she's trying to help, but like I'm really sorry, but I wasn't really thinking when I was there about what was weird, because it was kind of all weird. I could try next time, but if there is a next time, I suppose. But like, I don't know, it was really different. It was like, I don't know, they all felt very formal and not comfortable in their own skin, and everyone sounds like lies to each other, which is really weird. Like, why would you just assume someone's like you can tell she's about to go completely derail from what we're talking about because she's on her own. Like, it's really like,
well, it's another. It'll be another reality, and people will be very different. The way they treat each other could be different cultures or anything of that nature, really. So it's amazing that you're able to do it.
Can I ask, quid pro quo, what you're curious about Gerlach and Thea a lot? You ask a lot of questions about them.
Just trying to understand things, really. It's in my nature when I see an odd occurrence, or a problem, or just something strange, really. I like to work it out. In the case of it's what I was taught. It's how I learn. I pull things to pieces and try to find what works and what doesn't, and try to put them back together to get a better understanding of things. But with Thea and Gerlach, I'm mainly, I have a few concerns with Gerlach. It's more just apprehension. If when the shard became known to the Empire in this reality, it caused a war. And the shard is finite. It's not, there's only so much of it to go around. With a place like the Empire having got the shard in Gerlach's reality, I wouldn't put it past them to think, well, if the shard is in our reality, is untapped by them, could they somehow wrangle a way over here? I don't want another war. I certainly don't want a war between realities. I can't even fathom the. Oh.
I mean, upside, it doesn't seem like there's anyone but me who's able to do this at the moment, which means really you're only talking about one person. And if all of you and she's like looking around at all of our sleeping compatriots, if all of y'all are able to survive stuff without me, which you seem fine, you haven't died while I've been gone yet, like, there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to squash him flat if he started acting out, right?
Well, I don't want to squash someone flat unless we have to.
Oh, yeah, but
Because he seems nice enough. He just.
I don't know. I've never met him.
I just don't know anything about him.
I mean, maybe if I keep saying when, like it's gonna happen, but maybe it's an if it happens again, then I don't know, try and find some stuff. Or like, is there anything I should look for? I don't know.
Just look for things that appear quite advanced.
Okay.
But don't.
She's gonna like she's looking at you like you might need to give me more description. It could like she's like okay. I can like
here's
try.
an idea. Here's an idea, and he hands your rock back and goes to reach for his pistol.
As you hand it back, she's gonna she's like, oh, you're handing it back, and she's gonna hand you back the gun. Like it's okay.
And he just indicates for Blinky to come down. He's going to grab the back of Blinky's paraspace and shift it open and reveal the inner mechanics of Blinky. Something like this.
Blinky's guts. Got it?
Blinky's guts, basically.
Oh, okay. She's very weirded out by what that looks.
But you see how advanced this looks?
Yes.
Something like that.
Okay.
But
I'll try.
Touch it. Don't touch it. Just get an idea of it, so we know what we're dealing with.
She is well and truly weirded out by this now incredibly advanced tech that she's just stared into the depths of. She's like, okay. Yep. And she's gonna just sort of like stand up and sort of not like to go to leave, but not in a rude way, just in a like, we feel like we're done. Like her brain is just, and you can see her brain just whirring at 1,000 going, God, I just stared into the inside of a well, she doesn't know it's a robot, but like.
So Kate, can I get you to please make a
sanity roll now?
No, I mean, different.
Make an investigation roll for me.
Okay. 16, 14 plus 2.
When you bamfed to the Gerlach verse.
Gerlach verse.
The Gerlach verse.
You did this to us, Hamish. This is your doing.
Yeah. Note to any other DMs who are watching tonight, don't create multiple universes for a campaign because it's a real mindfuck for you as a DM.
And for the player who's doing
it. Yeah. It's super fun, but oh my God. You do recall at one stage in one of the many rooms that you passed through when you were with that unusual person, you saw something like on a table and like sort of a workshop-y type area, which like now that you've seen it, you're like, kind of a little bit, but like kind of hard to, you probably didn't pay much attention at the time. But having now seen it, you're just going to get that quick memory trigger and like, I saw something kind of like it.
I think she would not mention that now, but would think about it a little bit more and maybe talk to Tiernan about it at a later date.
Yep, cool.
Once she's like had a chance to try and work out whether her memory is accurate and get as much information from her own memory that she can to feed back rather than him having a bunch of questions that she can't answer.
Right, perfect.
So she's gonna like walk away, and you can very clearly see her like gripping this rock because she's like, I've just been talking about other places, and I need to ground myself quite literally. So she's like squeezing this little rock. Is gonna go like sit by the fire so she can see everything. So she should be on mid-watch.
Meanwhile, Tiernan's just looking at Blinky. I think that went well.
But as you sort of sit down and you're squeezing the rock, you do get that familiar sense of warmth and comfort that comes from it when often in those situations where you've been feeling a little bit stressed, a little bit anxious, and you've kind of grabbed the rock for comfort, it's almost like it senses that.
Yeah.
And it projects something which helps to just kind of, like you said, ground you that little bit.
Emotional support rock.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Did I notice anything with the rock when I was examining it?
You can make an investigation check if you would like, sir. I was going to ask you at the time, but you guys are on a roll.
That's
So.
all right. Sorry.
It was,
No,
it was
no,
a
don't
beautiful
apologize.
conversation between
was
Rowan
awesome.
and Tiernan. It's like the healthiest interaction the two have ever had. Like
It's
warmed
almost like the players
cockles.
realized that we'd never had a proper conversation between the two
I,
characters.
I would put it down to the emotional support rock. It kept the conversation grounded.
Rolling. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
that-
Everyone
that-
takes 100 points of psychic damage. You're all fucking dead.
I'm dead and gone and done. Yeah.
That was a dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
Was that and Blinky's inside bits?
I
Yeah.
could probably give you something that he would notice if it's helpful, Ham. If you think
It's
about it.
more probably the only thing that you would have noticed about it, just based on your experience with minerals working through the Shardsmith Guild. Whilst it's a very naturally formed piece of stone, as it was pointed out, it's been sort of worn down by time more than any kind of process. It's very, very high quality. You know, you
You
can
mean like
find
pure?
kind of like, yeah, like you can find kind of, it's like anything. You can find, shitty gems and stuff like that. You can find pieces which are really high quality. Like from your examination, looking at it, you've seen good quality gemstones before, and this is a type of gemstone, and you can recognize.
Wow, this is 24 carats now.
Yeah, like it's worth at least 1 million gold pieces. No, just it's super high quality. Beyond that, no, nothing else. Cool. And so with that, the rest of the evening continues along, but Meira, could you please make a charisma saving throw for me?
You die.
Oh no.
Charisma.
To see if your head explodes.
And don't forget you're on mute, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Ah, 70
17.
plus 8. So that is math.
Respectable.
Hey,
it is math.
25.
So math is
25.
not a result. 25.
Oh wow.
Okay, cool. The rest of the evening passes uneventfully. People getting up to take their watches while other people go back to sleep. And you again find yourselves waking in the early morning, overcast, to the smell of lovingly made Grumpfel coffee. The smell just wafting across the open countryside as you guys once again prepare to continue onwards. So at this stage, it's going to take you about 5 days to get to Nar Ithil. Over the course of that 5 days, is there anything in particular anyone is wanting to do? Are there any extra conversations that people are wanting to have? Anything of that nature?
I think Delgrim would check in from like time to time with Meira. He's probably become almost annoyingly protective, I think, and concerned that her brain is going to melt into goo. But no, nothing more than that.
Awesome.
Tiernan will be tinkering with something.
Yep.
of
Okay.
course.
Is it fixing Blinky so he doesn't have an open spine?
No, that just closes. That's just an open and shut, open and shut case.
I'm kidding.
It's got this. It's got this sort of shard-powered power wrench out.
So Tiernan, can you actually, because you are attempting to make something, can you make me 2 tinkering rolls, please? Which would just be your intelligence plus your proficiency bonus.
I don't use one of my tools.
Which is like, that's what I'm saying, use your proficiency bonus. And yeah, because you're proficient with tinkering.
That's right.
Yeah.
Int plus that. 28.
Cool. And another roll?
Why didn't I not remember that? Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, cool. You look, you spend the time that you've got tinkering away, and you're feeling confident that you're making good progress on this new thing that you are currently crafting. It's coming together exactly the way you've kind of imagined it, and you're making good progress. On the fourth night, Meira, can you make a charisma saving throw for me, please?
18.
Sorry?
18.
18? Cool.
Mhm.
Delgrim, you notice that Meira, she's probably a bit more fitful than normal in her sleep. Obviously, one would imagine quite possibly bad dreams, and the reason you notice is because you're kind of watching over her and you're awake before she is with your watch. But yeah, she seems to be sort of having some kind of unpleasant dream.
Dark dreams.
Indeed. And if Delgrim's awake, then he'll wake Meira.
Yep.
Meira, are you seeing snake-like creature of death in your dreams? Are you okay?
No, I mean, I think then I was dreaming about that maybe like work or something like that. Like I felt my fingers were really hot in the dream.
No tentacles?
I don't remember anything about tentacles.
No friends with promises made of lies and poison?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't remember anything much.
Just checking it. Meira, I think before we both go back to sleeping time, if I think I ask you if this okay. If I see that you are having fitful dreams and perhaps you are stuck in a situation like happened before, would you be okay with me calming your emotions? I don't know if this will help, but it's the only thing I feel maybe I can do that might help you in this situation.
I don't mind because I mean you're doing it with good intentions, so I mean I don't mind you doing it. But generally I don't feel like my brain's gonna explode. And Meira will definitely be during the day will be trying to act as if nothing's happening. She's not worried. Especially for Delgrim. She doesn't want him to kind of think less of her as being weak or anything like that. So she's really trying to play up it's all good. I'm fine.
Well, he 100% just reads that as naivety. Yeah.
So, with the morning of the fifth day, so about a day and a half earlier, the road had split off, heading sort of northeast rather than just eastward, and it had a much steeper incline as you're heading definitively up into the mountains more. The fifth day, the road is less of a road and more of a trail at this point in time. Definitely been used, but it's not as well traveled as the road that you were on previously. A slight drizzle has started today, making the whole journey slightly uncomfortable. The wagon is going a little bit slower as the poor little donkey's having a few issues trying to kind of drag it up this gradual incline. The mountains just loom hundreds and hundreds of feet over the top of you as you embark further inwards, until finally you can see up ahead this little track that you're on ends basically in the side of the mountain, and you can see there two large stone doors carved into the mountainside itself. They're probably about 10 feet high, and it's a large set of double doors with no handle or anything of any nature on it.
Delgrim will just look expectantly at Abrasor then. Or is this perhaps some kind of common duergar type entry to a place situation?
Not that you recognize. Doesn't seem like you're sort of like the sorts of doors that you've seen have generally been capable of being open from both sides.
Abrasor, you sure you have brought us to the right place? These doors seem to be broken.
This door is not broken. You just go and knock. I don't understand why you would think door is broken.
Door
We
is
knock?
yeah.
Knock. Yes, get heavy device. Knock on door. How else are you going to get inside?
Tiernan's already gone over and just started whacking on the door of the back with his pistol hilt.
Okay.
Melon.
Yeah. I was waiting for that.
I refused. I was not going to buy it.
Yep.
Running head first at it.
Yeah.
Is anything? On a serious note, are they unmarked? Is there anything? Just outline of 2 doors, no handles, but there's visible hinges, anything like that?
No. Make a perception check. Let's roll some dice. Let's see what you can potentially spot. As Tiernan makes his way up to start whacking on it with his gun.
Mm-hmm.
While they're doing that, Meira will lean in towards Abrasor, or at least call over to him and say, "Can you just pretend like, we haven't been here before? What would you tell someone that's not been in the same place as you've been?"
What? But you haven't been here before. Why would I
haven't,
pretend?
but you have.
I know I have, but why do I
tell
pretend?
me. So why don't you explain the door?
I
Don't
just
hide
did. Go and knock on
information.
door. Look
Who's
what Tiernan
behind the
is
door?
doing. He's the smart
Rowan's gonna
one.
walk up and
Very
knock on the
rude.
goddamn door.
so now
Rowan's
both-
just like, this argument is gonna take. She's just like,
Who's on first?
yeah.
Grumpfel, what did you get?
17.
17. Cool. It's really hard. Like it's like you can see the outline. Like it's very clear that they're large doors, but there's certainly nothing you can see which indicate any kind of way for them to open. But as you're kind of having a look, Tiernan gets there first, not long after by Rowan. Rowan, what are you using to knock on the door?
My quarterstaff that's actually an 8th staff because I'm short.
Yep. Nice. Excellent. So the both of you sort of start banging on this door.
And they're horribly out of tune, like
Yeah.
not in the same time. It's like bang, 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 bang.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely amazing. After about 30 seconds, you hear a low grinding of stone, followed by a loud click and the sound of what appears to be like maybe heavy machinery operating. The doors slowly crack and begin to open outwards. And you've sort of got
when they do like that,
Yeah.
Tiernan will be mesmerized straight away to the sound of machinery.
Yep.
Just be all attention is now on the swinging doors.
Yeah. And
See
they
what he can see.
slowly open outward. So both you and Rowan need to sort of like step backward as these doors grind open. And you can see inside there's no light. But you can see that there is a duergar standing beside a large lever.
Hello.
Short, stout, very well-groomed hair and beard, wearing very, very functional-looking chainmail armor, axe in his belt. You can see his shield obviously strapped across his back. And he's got a large pipe sticking out of his mouth. And as the doors sort of grind to a halt, he just takes a pull on the pipe, and you see kind of this very kind of greenish smoke come out. And Tiernan and Rowan being the two closest, you kind of get a whiff, like it smells really bad, like really unpleasant. He doesn't say anything.
I think Delgrim in Duergar dialect of Dwarvish will offer a greeting. hang on, which I can't remember which direction I went for the dwarvish one, but sure. Greetings, friend.
Oh, yes. Hello. Greetings. Fuck me.
We come to make use of your incredible knowledge of mental protections. My friend here is in grave peril, and we are told that this place may offer a solution.
Interesting. Have you got coin?
Certainly, if this is required, a negotiation can be made.
Duergar's a fascinating language, isn't it, Rob?
When you hear these, like, it sounds like guttural and like two rocks grinding together as these guys are talking. Like, it is the most unpleasant language to actually listen to.
Do you speak common by any chance? I feel my friends here may wish to be part of this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I do speak common when I have to. I find it a little bit uncouth at times, but I mean, if you require it so that the rest of them can understand, that's fine.
Uncouth is definitely one of the many words I would use to explain this foul language inside my face. But meet my friends here, of whom I speak.
I come in, I suppose. And he turns around and just like walks off into the darkness. Delgrim, Rowan, Grumpfel, you guys would be able to see that about 80 feet in, there's a small table and there's another duergar just sitting there. And you can see on the table itself, there's like some cards. You can see a bottle, some cups and stuff like that. Obviously, this is where they just kind of hang out. The one just starts walking, goes, "Come on, follow me."
I'll have to turn Blinky on when we go in if it's full darkness.
Friends, if you must use light source in here, please be sure it can be shut off quickly or dimmed in some way. It may be very sensitive eyes in this place.
Okay. Do my best.
And you would probably kind of notice, I guess, as they kind of walk a little bit deeper in, following this dude. The Delgrim is probably standing a little taller and, you know, more well postured than he is when he's outside. He doesn't feel as oppressed by the sky being directly above his head.
You make your way in, and it's actually big enough for you to be able to take the horses in, although riding Tiernan would probably be slightly uncomfortable. Your head's probably uncomfortably close to the ceiling. Everyone else is okay, but it looks like this space has actually been designed for like larger carts and stuff to come through. Like Abrasor just doesn't even blink. He just, you know, G's up his little donkey and they kind of roll in.
Considering what Delgrim said, can I change my light to blue to be softer on the eyes?
Yeah, sure. You do that. This duergar kind of looks around and goes, "Hi, people who can't see in the dark." Shit. Goes over to a wall and you can see in the wall there's like a little lantern and he takes it off. He's twists it, starts it up, and this very low green light actually emits from it. And he holds it up and he looks back sort of with his eyes, sort of eyebrows raised. It's kind of like, it's okay. It's that's whatever. And then keeps on going. You probably go about 200 or 300 feet in through this giant cavern. And it gets narrower and narrower. And then up ahead, you can see what appears to be a very, very, very large elevator type structure, wooden platform, pulleys, levers, large chains, very elaborate. Slightly reminiscent of what you saw with the gondola you guys had used way back. When you were getting up to the mines. Quite a good, interesting device. And this duergar just goes, "All right, Everybody bored.
Delgrim will kind of wait for everyone to jump on.
Tiernan doesn't wait, he just hops on.
He turns back to the other guard and he goes, I'll be back in about an hour. Bring another bottle of booze. The other guy goes, great. Goes, make sure it's the vor slides this time. It's fine, I'll bring that. It's all good.
Delgrim,
once you roll,
roll an insight, and if you get above a 10, you'll see Delgrim immediately lick their lips.
Nope.
No, Tiernan wouldn't pick that up.
Meira picked it up and she's just looking backwards and forwards because she doesn't quite understand what they're saying because of the accents. So she's just kind of looking backwards and forwards between Delgrim and them. It's like, what's going on?
Dirty 20 means Grumpfel wants to sample some of this.
Yeah, I feel like Grumpfel probably has come across Foresight in the past.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Mm.
So you all clamber aboard this lift, and this duergar comes and like closes like a gate. Goes, I keep all limbs inside. Not responsible for anything go wrong on way down. Keep hands inside. Excellent. All right. Takes another big pull on the pipe and just blows this big cloud of smoke sort of towards you all, and it's kind of got that slightly kind of dung smell to it. And he just pulls this giant lever on the lift and the whole thing lurches and then slowly starts to go down and down and down. After about 10 minutes of this thing descending, you start seeing on the walls small groups of what appear to be fungi or mushrooms sticking out, which have got this very slight green glow to them. And this duergar is just kind of like leaning on the lift, puffing away on his pipe, while the lift continues to go down. Yeah.
Elevator music.
Tell me, neighbor, because it pleases me to hear you speak. Tell me of the leaders of this place.
He's main boss around here is Sardon Burrows Deep.
Is that all you have to say? Just the name?
What else do you want to know?
What kind of person are they? Are they kind to outsiders, or are they type to try and exploit?
I don't know. I don't really deal with it that much. It seems fine to me.
Good. Just hang in awkward silence as this thing continues to descend.
And he just
a little bit.
kind of holds eye contact with you for like that, and then just keeps puffing away on the pipe.
Yeah.
Abrasor, have you been here? Do you come here often?
Yeah, I've been here a few times now. Nice place, good food, good drink, nice people.
Anything we should be describe the place? Is there anything we should be cautious with, like no neighborhoods filled with children that steal from you or anything like that?
Neighborhoods.
I'm asking for a friend, that's all.
Right, children that steal from you. You've never been to Duergar colony before, have you?
No, I can't say
No,
that I have.
this is small. No neighborhoods, just a number of places for people to live. Often people go out into Shadowways to try and find resources, make money, that kind of thing. But not many people here. It's not uncommon. It's not all Duergar either. There's a few Drow, there's some Svedneblin.
What are the Shadowways?
What?
What are the Shadowways?
Shadowways, it's like the underground. It's like where you go up on top of land where the big, bright, shitty sun is. underground. We call it Shadowways.
Shadowways
Oh.
Tiernan is place of death and ruin, where only misery and spite await you. You should avoid.
Isn't this where you guys build your homes?
Delgrim, you're very, very negative about this. I mean,
No, I don't.
Ultimately, it's true.
Abrasol,
But I
don't
mean,
get me wrong. I love Shadowway. It's in my
it's
blood.
great.
I am.
know. It's like I miss it myself.
I am
but...
Gloomrod, but this Tiernan not survive Shadowway.
No, I
not
fully
at all.
expect if you goes out in Shadowway, he dead within at least 2 days.
And I
Maybe.
do not want to drag giant blue man corpse through the tiny, narrow little cracks in rock. Not again, no.
Oh God, no! Leave him down there for the monsters to eat. Good distraction for the rest of us to run away.
Tiernan's getting a bit offended here. He crosses his arms just looking at you, Delgrim.
Grumpfel is barely containing the hilarity.
Abrasol,
Yes.
what are those? The glowing mushrooms.
What is war?
The glowing mushroom things.
Yeah, I said war.
He said
What?
vor.
What?
War.
Vor.
War. Listen.
Oh, I thought you said
What?
balls.
Okay, that's the name. Well, what is
Oh.
it? Like what?
It's like a fun. It's like imagine. I'm trying to compare it to something above ground, like think of it like if you got carrots that you could use to light way in the middle of night. Kind of similar, except really different.
So you eat it?
You could eat it. You can turn it into booze. It's great.
Doesn't
It's
have
also
any
can be used for cleaning machinery.
doesn't have any hallucinogenic properties, does it?
Look, I mean, if you drink
Booze?
enough of it, if you make the vor slide, you can see if you get the vor slide, it's one of the more potent type of alcohols that's made from this stuff. It will
A spirit, not an ale.
it's more of a spirity kind of thing.
Oh,
It's good. Like often you'll find like people like myself appreciate the strength of it. Plus, very good for cleaning machines.
Vorslide is for all soldiers in deathbeds. Grumpfel
Yeah, look,
is
this
very
true.
good.
Hi,
It's-
I'm Grumpfel. Have we met?
Mm.
It's
You
great.
will
Oh.
enjoy it, I think.
Add some to coffee. Could be interesting experience.
Abrasol.
Where
This is
where
a
may
basic
I
idea.
where may I procure a small amount of this?
Well,
we'll
when we
find.
get downstairs, when we get to bottom of here down in Nar Ithil, I'll take you down to the Lurker's Lair, which is like the closest thing I have to a tavern because they don't really have taverns down here. But like, they'll let you sleep in one of the back rooms and they'll serve you some food. I can get you food as well. You won't have experienced the food down here. Oh, it's the food.
The duergar cell.
I reckon. Oh, Delgrim.
Fucking hell. Sorry. Yeah.
Delgrim, I reckon like the Pelin Spide will get a nice big bowl of like lots of skewers of Pelin side. It'll be great.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I had a good meal. I look forward to this.
We will feast tonight, and your friends will experience real food, not this rubbishy stuff like up on the planet. They won't have to eat any of those stupid potatoes. I mean, what a stupid vegetable in the first place.
I have found if you add things to potato, it makes it much more palatable and able
It's the
to
only
eat.
way to make it palatable. Otherwise, it's like eating rock. It's just
I thought for first month I was above ground. I thought you ate raw. I just carrying potato around, just munching into it. I so silly. I did not know.
Look, I mean, I'm not surprised because, to be frank, you are not very smart. But I mean, look, I understood at least you could cook them. You boil them. Some people would mash them.
Now I remember why I
It's-
do not like you.
I don't
It's
think I've
just-
ever felt this
It's
disappointed
very-
in my
it's-
life.
Funny. What was
I
that?
like
Sorry,
potatoes.
I
Meera?
don't think I've ever felt this disappointed in someone in my life.
Why is that?
You don't like potatoes? Like,
Please, not unless they've got something good on them. Oh, I mentioned potatoes dipped in gaklak would be amazing. Oh, this could be exciting. Maybe we
Ooh.
can combine these foods from up high and down low.
The gaklak sauce for a little thin cut and fried potato to be like just dip in gaklak
You
sauce.
finish and see, I think I could really get behind these ideas. Maybe need to start a restaurant with this.
Yeah,
idea.
good
Interesting.
food fusion from different places. I have no interest in this at all. My parents were null forge. I never been interested in crafting, cooking, home body making.
Wait,
things.
yes, but you're still young. You get to my age, you got to think about a retirement plan. I mean, I can't always travel around the world making incredible maps and helping out people and stupid idiots like yourself. I mean, eventually I need to settle down. It's good to have plan.
Do you have map of Shadowways in this part?
Map of Shadow. Oh, there's probably going to be plenty of maps of Shadowways. I could probably make one or two for down here too, but it's been a while since I've been in this neck of the woods. At least out in the Shadowways.
Might be
old.
Might be useful to have it just in case we get separated, go wandering if one of these fools goes for a walk.
Oh, look, one of them goes for a walk. They're dead. No even point in worrying about it. It's just we'll deal with it later on.
Very good.
All good. So the lift keeps going down for another 15 minutes. So by the time it finally hits the bottom, you've been standing on this thing for close to half an hour. It emerges into this massive, massive open space. And you can actually see, as you come down through the ceiling, these giant, almost like columns, natural columns going from the floor up to the ceiling. And what appears to be houses and the like actually built, carved into those very natural columns themselves. You can see small clumps of these glowing vor everywhere. And you can even spot a couple of these small lanterns, which this duergar has got, which is giving off a low green light. You can see a few different people wandering around sort of the makeshift streets that are down there. The whole thing is very much just like a giant natural cavern. Predominantly duergar, but you do notice one or two drow and Grumpfel. You probably spot at least one Swerve Neblin walking around as well.
I'll give like a little nod if they catch their eye.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Finally, the lift settles with a crunch, and this duergar opens up the gate, and goes, "Boys, there's you go. Go do your business. You need to go back up. Let me know."
Thank you, neighbor. Much obliged.
Hey, had fun.
Well, do we look for an inn or do we look for these craftsmen? Abrasor? We're relying on your knowledge of the place.
All right. Maybe we go to inn, have break, have good food.
All this talk of
Nourish
food, I'm
souls.
very hungry now, and my throat is getting parched.
Nourish soul, and then we can go. Maybe we go and see if we can talk to Sardorn, see if he can maybe help us out.
Do you
Sound
know?
like a plan?
Do you know Sardon? Have you met them before?
I've met them once or twice. He knows who I am. Everybody knows who Abrasor is.
Does everyone know how difficult to travel and speak with Abrasor is also?
No, because they don't travel with me. They just think I'm amazing.
So
make an insight check for me.
sure.
That's why there was a big parade when you returned.
Oh God.
Does Grumpfel say that out loud?
Very, very under the breath low for immediate vicinity, nowhere near Abrasor.
What did you say?
Rowan would probably be standing next to Grumpfel at this point and just snicker, but again, quietly.
Well, Abrasor was self-proclaiming the people's love for him. Grumpfel in a very low voice with a lot of shade went, "That's why there was a large parade for you when we got back."
Right.
14.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you could say that again.
Yeah. No, cool. Yeah. No, he seems absolutely totally he's just like, yeah, man, people love me.
I'm sure.
All right, follow me. We go to the Lurker's lair. He leads you through the rough kind of makeshift roads here, which is smooth enough for the cart to go along. And you actually see some other carts going the other way, pulled by donkeys, and you can see that one of them at least is full with what appears to be like minerals of some sort of description. You arrive at one of these giant columns, and there is like a couple of small, what appears to be windows carved into the side. There's a little bit of light, greenish light emanating from inside, and there's a small door. There's nowhere to like tie the horses up or anything like that, and you've got some kind of weird looks sort of riding horses through this place.
Tiernan's used to weird looks, so he just ignores them.
Rowan is in the cart. I assume she's therefore walking because the cart was left. So
No, the cart's come along, so she would have just been bouncing along in the back.
Yep.
So so Abrasor just like gets down, turns to wait and says, "Well, keep eye on guard," and just turns and starts to head inside this establishment.
Oh, where do we tie up the horses, Abrasor?
I don't know. Don't bring horses down here. Just maybe tie to cart. It'll be fine.
A little heads up would have been nice.
I don't need to think for all of you all the time. I would have thought you're all adults. Work this stuff out for yourself.
Cart is not going to go anywhere. It should be fine.
It'll be fine. This is where the horse is gonna go. They run away and the other ways they get eaten. That's like not the end of the world.
I didn't mean that. He ties it to the cart.
Any more of a heads up for you, Tiernan, you would have knocked your head on the roof.
Oh, this was funny. I was ruled because he's taller. The rest of us are short. It's quite amusing.
Delgrim will look up. You're going to get a lot of this while you're down here.
There are a few drow around, so there's some accommodation made. But yes, often you will have issues because you do too big. All right, inside. And leads you inside this building, which, look, you've been to various taverns and inns, and this is not a tavern or an inn. It's like a cold stone room with a few tables. There are some fireplaces, 3 in fact, but they've all got like pots hanging over them, obviously being used for cooking. And down one end is probably what maybe tries to pass as a bar, but it's more just like a large sort of rock, almost like table. Behind it, you can see a single duergar who's quite slender for a duergar, with large black mutton chops and a closely kind of cropped beard, hair pulled back. Also wearing armor, has his thick studded leather, and he's got like this kind of filthy apron.
Filthy as in old, or just covered in food stuff?
Just dirty. You know, well used, well loved, I don't know. And some of the stains, it's hard to tell because the only light in here is sort of one of these green lanterns. But some of the stains look slightly kind of like blood, like. It kind of glances up, gives you like a very small nod of sort of acknowledgement that you're actually alive and you're in this place.
Incredible. And duergar, were they, we said?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Greetings, tender of this fine establishment. Please, could I get 6 shots of Vorslide, a bottle of clot spit, just a single glass of your house brew, and perhaps after they've recovered, some laxilk for my friends here. Then we could discuss arrangements for our stay.
He's like, "Oh, certainly, I'll see what I can get organized for you. Are you sure that they can handle this?"
Absolutely not, but it will be great. The proprietor here is going to absolutely help us with some refreshment before arranging our rooms.
The proprietor sort of reaches under this table and starts bringing out various bottles. Everything is kind of clay and earthen. The closest thing to shot glasses are just little clay cups. He's bringing out sort of bigger mead-sized ones for other things. Pulls out It was a bottle of clot spit that you're after, wasn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, that'll come with Delgrim up to the room later.
yeah. It is glass, but it's quite like kind of dirty looking glass. And looking inside it, you can see as you bring sort of all of this over to the table, what appears to be I think it's almost like you can see it moving in the bottle, but it's almost sort of syrupy. Like it doesn't sort of slosh like a normal, like a bottle of wine. It's got that kind of slightly weird consistency to it. And he turns to you, Douglas. Did you want it heated or you want it chilled today?
I think heated would be wonderful. It has been far too long.
All right, well, I'll just go and put it on one of the fireplaces. I'll get it warmed up to the appropriate temperature, and then I'll bring it over to you and the rest of your companions here. And you can see, again, like you guys having apart from Grumpfel having no idea what's going on, he takes the bottle suddenly and goes over to the fireplace, and there's like a little kind of like metal basket that he puts it on sort of slightly over the edge of the fire. So obviously to probably warm the contents up. The shot glasses that are on the little tray that he's brought over, when you look in, I mean, probably the first thing is it smells terrible. Like absolutely terrible. It's slightly kind of greenish in color. Yeah, not terribly pleasant looking either.
I think
what's the smell? Is it like a strong alcohol smell,
it's not,
or is it just smells like a beer?
You know how you like a really strong kind of fungal odor mixed with probably like raw ethanol?
Oh. Potato's gone too bad.
Mold and alcohol.
Delgrim will kind of put one of these little shot cups in front of each of you, and we'll then kind of grab the 2 bottles. No, that's right. The clot spit's cooking, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll grab the lac silk. You can have the pleasure of having this now, but how close do you want to get to death today, friends?
As far away as possible.
Then this is perfect for you, and we'll start pouring lac silk into the other glasses for the gang.
Oh, excellent.
How close to death do I want to come? Hello?
Yeah.
Rowan's gonna look to Grumpfel, like, because he, compared to Delgrim, is the only other one who's delved too greedily and too deep before, to sort of be like, is this good? Bad? What? She's looking at you for like, what am I supposed to do right now? Because she's so far out of her element.
Yeah,
like,
Tiernan's looking like that as well.
Grumpfel will very quietly just to a side say to Rowan, don't try to keep up. Trust me.
Wasn't going to, but thank you.
As Delgrim pours like the lac silk, it looks. I don't know. Delgrim, do you want to explain what it maybe looks like? I'm going to put this one over to you. This is your.
Yeah, the lac silk looks mostly drinkable. It is definitely nowhere near as pungent as
the mostly.
Yeah, correct. Definitely not as pungent as the Vorslide shots. It doesn't have any of that kind of fungal element to it at all. So that's
they're slipping.
Missing.
They're slipping.
The ethanol factor though is absolutely a part of that drink. Like it's pretty clear that the beverages kind of here are pack more of a punch than kind of your standard, watered down ale in a tavern. This does not look very high quality, but I'm sure it will do the job for you.
Oh, and then Abersil goes, lac silk never high quality. I mean, it's the cheap stuff, isn't it? Let's be fair about this.
Yeah, this is right. It basically it's basically a kind of wine, I guess, is closest description perhaps to something you might be more familiar with.
Do we mention the whole spider element of it as well, or is that something that we don't?
How big are these cups? Are these like duergar size like glasses, or are they considered shot glasses for the duergar?
Oh, it's like a mug.
Yeah,
It's like
Oh, it's a
standard
mug, okay.
glass. Yeah,
Yeah.
for black silk.
So Tiernan
Uh,
picks it up and it's a thimble.
Yeah, and I think Delgrim will just kind of give a cheers and smash back a shot of the Vor slide, and then
Yeah.
chase that with the glass of the house standard brew, and then he kind of wipes this white liquid off of his lips. It's delicious. It tastes like home.
Ebrasaur is right there with him, like slams back the Vor slide, and has a big chug of the Lac Silk as well. He's just like, oh my gosh, it's been too long since I've had this good stuff for once. Even this Lac Silk, which is pretty shitty.
And Delgrim looks expectantly at his friends and companions, waiting for them to enjoy this delicious beverage of his culture that he's chosen to share with them.
Grumpfel has a fair idea of what this could be, but he's kind of just it's a mindset check, gag reflex check. What do I do next? Check sort of thing.
Tiernan reaches out for the glass, looks into it. What am I seeing?
The glass. I mean, I've explained the Vor slide. That
Okay.
the other one is it looks kind of like the wine in some respects. If wine was kind of like a kind of a milky substance.
He just gonna have a smell of it, like because Tiernan does drink a bit of wine, so he tries to hold up the sniff check first.
Look, out of all the wines you've ever smelled in your life, every single one smells better than whatever the fuck this thing
Yeah,
is.
it is not a familiar scent by any
welcome
means.
Welcome to the underground.
He closes his eyes and just takes a sip, just about full.
Meira will enthusiastically reach for a cup, but accidentally knock hers over.
Ebrasaur's like, oh no, you've knocked it off.
no,
Let me
I'm
get.
sorry.
Oh.
Oh.
He picks up the cup and instantly pours the other goes, here, let's just look. Do you need me to hold it for you, Meira? I don't want you to miss out. It's an experience. This is amazing.
It's gonna ask if you want an acrobatics check to see if someone can grab it before it knocks over.
Tiernan, it's probably one of the things in life that you're going to regret putting in your mouth.
One of the things.
Look, the night is young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just going to be nursing that for the rest of the. Is it nighttime? Lunchtime?
Yeah, it probably would be getting towards sort of evening. Yeah.
He's going to be nursing that as long as possible.
Yeah.
It's an acquired taste, Delgrim. As in, I haven't acquired it yet.
I've been what are you talking about? I've been drinking these things since I was a small child.
Yeah, you've had plenty of time to acquire it.
No,
this
like
is all new to me. I'm still feeling out your culture.
Yes, yeah. Look, this is fair. It took me some time to get used to your wheat drinks.
You haven't actually tried anything from Catharval yet.
Not from where you are from, obviously, but I mean in general. When I go above, all these thin, lesser beverages from wheat and grass made.
Well, if you ever come to Catharval, I'll show you a drink that would let's just say you say they use it for cleaning machines.
I don't think they would. No, they probably would.
We've got stuff that, yeah, you only use it to clean machines.
It sounds like something I definitely would like to try. And he'll kind of give Tiernan's glass a clink, and then and knock the rest of it back.
Tiernan takes another sip begrudgingly.
The patron brings over the clop spit bottle, which is now nice and warm, and turns to you, Delgrim, and goes, so are you and your friends wanting some food as well, or are you needing anything else?
Food would be amazing, just like some kind of taster board of whatever you have available.
Right. Well, I'm not going to do a taster board, but I'll just bring you a couple of different things, and I'll charge you the standard rates for those. Is there any particular reason you're down in Nar Ithil at the moment? We don't often get outsiders here.
My friend here has strange entity in her mind, and he'll speak in code for the benefit of his friends still. We are told that you have knowledge of something that may help to protect mind from such circumstances in this place. We would like to talk to Southern Burrows Deep and see if perhaps some trade can be made for this knowledge.
The patron goes, Sardon, probably wrong person to talk to. Maybe talk to Alwyn Undermoon. She leader of the Wern Lodge. She probably, when it comes to the mind stuff and the psychic elements, probably best person to try and help you with.
And then slipping into the duergar dialect, then Delgrim will ask just quickly. And your Worm Lodge, do they look after the community here? Or are they of a more nefarious bent?
No, absolutely. The Wern Lodge here are probably some of the most talented of their ilk, as certainly across the Scimitar Mountains, if not beyond. We also have the Lesson Varric as well, which are quite a unique group which assist them as required too. So, no, very, very well thought of. I'm not sure. Have you had issues with the Wern Lodge back where you're from?
I certainly have. I come from fallen Narvalorge, and in my own personal experience, yes, I have certainly had issues with them. But I'm sure that is not the case in all such places, in all such circumstances.
Narvalorge, gosh, it's a name I haven't heard in a very, very long time. We haven't had any travelers from there for probably for decades at this point in time. Said it's fallen. Is that correct?
Indeed.
What happened? It's fairly uncommon for an entire colony to be wiped out.
Incredible tragedies, some unknown darkness befell us.
How did you manage to escape then?
As with all of our people, skill, wit, a little bit of luck, and sheer force of will. I've found myself wandering the lands above for some time, and I've become quite fond of this small group here. So, if you could bring your finest foods for them to taste of my world, I would be greatly appreciative. Thank you.
Make a persuasion roll for me.
Is that in common?
So
did we hear that?
that's dwarvish.
Fancy pants. That's his
Yeah, so fancy pants is fancy pants languages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
Possibly
dwarven?
let
Is
us
it,
hear him
is
say
it-
something nice about us.
is it dwarven or duergar?
So yeah, the duergar dialect.
So
specifically.
undercommon we're talking, aren't we?
No, dwarvish.
No, just Duergar specifically. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like two rocks grating together.
Undercommon is fancier still. That's like
Yeah.
that's proper
Toot,
top.
toot. Hey, what? Chocks the way.
Yes, indeed. I believe that's where we landed for the undercommon.
So what did you get, sorry?
What did I say? What are we doing? Persuasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
What are we doing? Grinding rocks together.
Delgrim's great with charisma. Hang on.
Yeah,
I,
well,
I always have a picture of these two people talking high society like, and they're just covered in dirt.
yeah.
Just 15.
15. He says, look, what was your name again? We didn't sort of exchange pleasantries.
Delgrim Harrowfell of Narvalorge, at your service.
Drez Silk Barrel. Look, I'm very sorry to hear of your loss, and I'm normally not inclined to do this, but how about free of charge? I bring out a little bit of everything for your friends to sample here.
Draz, that would be absolutely fucking delightful. Thank you.
Be the least I can do for a brother who's lost so much.
Your words lift my heart.
Oh, look, when you see Elwyn, tell her that that Dres sent you, and that might make her more inclined to be helpful.
Noted and appreciated. Thank you.
I just hope you've got some coin, because whatever it is that you need is probably going to cost you a fair bit.
Well, I'm sure we can negotiate something acceptable to all parties.
We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I'll be back in a moment. And Dres turns around and heads off.
Friends, we are getting free food and we have new contact that seem to be better than leader of this place.
Oh, wow. Okay. That sounds great. Hear that, Meira?
No, fair enough.
Sounds good.
Rowan, Meira, you have not touched your drinks.
Oh, it's great.
Ebersol looks over at Rowan and goes, "Rowan, you haven't touched your drink either."
Rowan has been like playing with the little the first one. My God, my brain can't hold all these names of all these.
Yeah,
different beverages in
the
it at
Vorse
once.
slide, the little
Thank
shot.
you.
Hog spit or something.
Yeah.
The,
Oh,
the
that was the
green,
third.
the slightly green gloopy one that we know somewhat is made from mushrooms, because at least she can identify
Yep.
that one.
Yep.
And she takes like the tiniest sip of it, and then just goes, I'm not much for a drink, but I'll try it, I suppose. Like she's just tried like the tiniest bit.
Yeah, because I think we've established that Rowan's not a drinker.
Mm.
Not really a
And
drinker.
this is
is like-
easily the
Yeah.
most potent thing that she's ever sampled in her life. And
Yeah, I think she's had drinks in the pub at home, but never on the road when we've done anything else. Like
no,
that's-
this is like new levels of absolutely revolting.
It's very good Vorse light. They have managed to combine the Vorse stool and the spider milk really well.
It is
It's
good.
At this
It's
stage, Grumpfel
different.
starts giggling to himself.
It's great for getting rust off the old machines too. It's just eats straight through it. It's amazing stuff.
Wait, spider milk?
Yes, spider milk, and
Yeah.
like the last half of the glass of just raw spider milk that he'd also ordered. The good stuff you want to try just on its own without Vorstol. It not as potent, obviously, but it still gets you nauseated for sure. And we'll
How
smash
do you
back
milk a
another goal.
spider?
It's great challenge
It'd wanna be.
and very lucrative business in
Yes.
right circles.
There's good money to be made. This is true.
The clot spit. Blood has been spilled over aged barrels of clot spit. It's considered finely brewed delicacy.
Oh, back home, the clod spits that we had was the common language just does not enable me to really explain the sheer pleasure of pouring it down one's throat and then savoring those different flavors and the sense of just those tiny little lumps that you can chew on. It's just the absolute best.
How strong is this stuff? No, this is
How-
out of character. How strong is this stuff? Because Tiernan's trying to be polite and has been sipping it.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
super.
it
like,
is mildly venomous.
Yeah, like it's like you can feel
the
like how potent
capsaicin
this is.
style numbing effects of the inside
Yeah.
of your face.
Yeah.
Okay.
You start inadvertently drooling.
It's numbing my face.
Yeah.
Meira's going
Um,
to try and swap her cup with Abrasaur's when no one's looking, if possible. She just doesn't want to insult people. At the same time, she just doesn't want to drink it. So, and she thinks that Abrasaur, even if he suspected he was getting a fuller cup than he had before, he probably wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, make a sleight of hand check.
My face is going numb. Is that normal?
15.
If you're unfamiliar with Drake, then yes, perhaps. Just take it slow, Tiernan.
Yeah, he just seems oblivious. He just like next time he looks down, he's just like, oh, it's all great. Oh,
She will take his emptier cup and
Yep.
will just continue to
awesome.
pretend like she's sipping it.
So a few minutes later, Dres returns with this big platter of different types of food. There's like this big bowl of what appears to be like maybe soup. It's kind of a very sort of dark, viscousy red color. There's some lovely looking skewers with these chunks of very succulent looking meat on it, on what appears to be like rice. And there's also some nice large loaves of bread, which has got that same kind of green color as the vor that you've already seen. But you can see that it's actually been cut, and beside it there's a small bowl filled with this golden syrupy thing, and a little like spoon on it. And he goes, "Oh, it's all right. So there's the bowl is the gaglak, the skewers are the pellenspide, and that's vora bread. I've got you some of the special basil bees honey, which is quite nice on it. It's very, very tasty. I do hope you all enjoy it. This is the food of our," and he gestures to like both Delgrim and Episode, "our people. It's something that you will hopefully find succulent and nourishing like we do."
My good friend.
Yes.
I am old and it has been a long day. Do you by chance have a privy here?
Oh, yes, yes. And he just gestures like, "Yes, go out the front door, go around the side. There's a small bucket."
Okay then. So Grumpfel gets up, heads out through the front, round the corner, finds the bucket, does not use the bucket, casts protection from poison, comes back inside, sits back down. Yeah, much better, thank you. And then starts drinking some of the spirit.
Cool. Excellent. Love it. Love it. So with the food in front of you, Dres leaves you to do whatever it is that you're wanting to do. What are you doing as a group?
Assuming eating, or you talking about something else?
Yeah, and Delgrim will probably explain, I think, each of these as he kind of jumps in and then puts some on a plate for everyone to jump into. Gaklak is soup made from blood of spider. It only has a little bit of venom in, so just enough to make a little spice.
I don't need a description. I'll just rather not knowing.
I thought you were curious about the world, Tiernan.
Wow! Oh my god!
Shade!
Wow. Absolutely fucking great callback. That was the best.
Yes. But I can only take in so much at a time.
Okay. She now looks really confused. But you're interested in things, but now you don't want to know.
Tiernan, if you're interested, ignore the gaklak. It's just soup. No one likes to eat soup anyway, but you absolutely must have the pallenspide. The pallenspide, the delicious meaty skewers are spider meat, but you must try the shadefly lava underneath. It's so sweet and juicy. You must try. You'll not be able to get enough.
Apologies for anyone who's watching who's either eating food at the moment.
Yeah.
Or is thinking...
As you might have noticed, I've stopped having snacks while this scene is happening.
Tiernan hesitantly grabs a skewer and closes his eyes a little bit and just starts eating.
Oh god, it's like D&D meets the Iron Chef. I'm loving it.
Yeah. Look,
you only live once, I guess.
The meat's actually quite nice. It's very heavily spiced. It's actually quite tasty. Yeah.
No, it's quite good, guys.
Yeah. Grumpfel will start helping himself to one of the skewers and some of the bread.
Yeah, Rowan would probably avoid the soup just because you've said it's got venom in it, and she's not super keen on the idea of not being able to feel her face. But we'll try some of the other.
It's a good
Yeah,
spider.
Grumpfel get a small ladle of the soup into a bowl and maybe just dip the bread into it just to try a little bit, but not rushing headlong into it.
Yeah, cool.
Meira will have the honey and bread stuff.
So Abrasaur actually cuts you a slice of the bread, Meira, and smears a whole heap of the honey on it. And like when everyone else is sort of having this talk and debate, he kind of leans over and he goes, I know you're not keen on other stuff, but this is good. Honey's nice and sweet, just like you. And he gives you the little plate.
Thanks. And I'll pat his hand if it's on the table. I'll just give his hand a little squeeze.
Yeah. And he kind of like pat, like the sort of the grandfatherly pats your hand back.
I totally thought he was talking to Tiernan. And sorry, I missed that.
I still think you should try the gaklak though, but I can understand it's a lot for you.
Maybe when I'm a bit braver.
Yes, fair enough. So you all partake in various bits of this. Grumpfel, the gaklak is not enjoyable. The bread's quite tasty. And it soaks up kind of the worst of it. It's like, you know,
the bread carries in.
Yeah.
The bread isn't just poison. You know?
Yeah. And so all of you sort of sample the various things that you're brave enough as you take this moment far below the surface of Peldorn, deep within the Scimitar Mountains, supping upon the various flavors of the duergar culture, to consider what you're going to do next. And with that, we're going to just take a little 5-10 minute break so we can move away from this. We can give people a chance to scrub some of this from their memory so they can actually enjoy their copies and stuff.
Specifically, the vision of Delgrim just draining the last of the raw spider milk and just the stringier bits of this milk
All I want,
connected
all
to
I
the
want right
glass
now
as he
is to
pulls
drink
it
the
away.
coffee. Why?
Oh, dear.
Thick milk.
I've been looking
goes down
forward to
slow.
this for so long.
Milk should not
Milk-based
be
coffee.
chewy.
So-
Milk should not be chewy.
So as a side note, when I knew this was sort of potentially coming down the road, like Pro and I had a bit of a chat, and he very, very quickly sent me a whole list of these suggestions of these various
just a
drinks and
quick
stuff.
15-page.
Yeah. It was outstanding. But for
delicious.
now, we'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. As always, thank you very much to everyone who's hanging around and watching. We absolutely adore you and the fact that you're choosing to spend time with us. Hope you're having fun. We'll see you in 5 to 10 minutes. Oh God, dude! Wow.
What did you have splotted on you?
No, we're
Something milky.
just
No,
stop it.
We're going to move on.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Thank you very much to everyone who has stayed with us and is hanging out with us. Time's super valuable, and you're choosing to spend it with us, and that's really awesome. So we thank you so much for that. Where we left off, the group was just finishing up their interesting meal before working out what they were going to do next. There's a couple of other duergar at this stage have kind of come into this establishment, and they kind of give you guys a bit of a weird look, and then just go about their day ordering food, and you can see Drez just sort of serving them. None of you except for Delgrim really know what's going on because they're all just speaking in duergar. But with that, what are you guys wanting to do?
Delgrim, you said you found somebody for better contact than
Yes, an owl in the undermoon, who may be better to talk to for Meira's affliction. Uh,
Okay.
and I think
Directions?
this is a great question. Draz, I neglected to ask, where might we find this Underm?
All right, so I can give you some very simple directions to where she is, and I would probably think at this time of the day she is probably called it a night. It is late in many respects, so maybe I can offer you board here for the evening for a very reasonable price, and then I can give you directions in the morning.
That is absolutely fine.
Excellent. All right. Well, I almost feel bad having to do this. Is what we discussed before. But rooms, one room each for one night will be a full 5 gold pieces. The alcohol, of course, food was free, like I said. Alcohol, you had a couple of bottles, you had the shots. So all up, you're probably looking at about 35 gold. For all of the drinks, and then 5 gold each for the rooms. So there's 5 of you, so 25 gold, so 35. Okay, so it's 60 gold all up.
Delgrim will choke a little bit on the last of the food that he's probably scoffing down. But we'll hand over 60 gold.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. You're welcome to stay multiple nights. Not sure how long you wish to stay here. I hope you have your own bedding. We kind of don't really provide that here. It's like I said, it's not really just more place for you to stay, which is comparatively safe.
We appreciate the hospitality.
It's all good. I have warm drink for you in the morning.
Thank you.
It's
Excellent. All right.
Why not? We're 10 miles. We're 10 miles underground. We've had a full belly of food. We've got half a glass of wine, and it's dark, and we're all wearing floppy hats. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Great. It's excellent. All right. So, you go through the doorway of the there and hang a right. You'll find plenty of spaces there. You'll be fine. Scrapes up the gold, and then heads back behind the bar. So, with that, is there anything you guys are wanting to do before the morning, essentially?
Only complain for about the next 40 minutes about how expensive that was. And informing the others that there is no way that they're staying here another night.
Rowan has slid 5 gold pieces across to Delgrim during that exchange to pay for her room, because she's heard him say that's how much her room is, but you've fronted it up.
Yep.
Yeah, Tiernan would pretty much do the same thing. I wasn't too sure if that was in duergar or not.
No, that was just common.
Okay.
Yeah, terrible accent equals, like really terrible accent equals common. Not quite so terrible accent as a different language.
Before Meira departs to her room, she will, I guess, just grab Delgrim and give him 50 gold, and say, to cover the food and the drinks, because I really appreciate you helping get us here and talking to people and finding out what we need to do, and I wouldn't be here without that, so I appreciate your help, and I don't want you to be out of pocket because I know it's expensive.
Meira, they're not that expensive. It's too much, and Delgrim will probably kick 10 of that and hand 40 of it back. We are here because I do not want you to die from inside mind explosion. This is something I do because we are friends.
I appreciate it nonetheless. Yeah, and I do appreciate your friendship. Thank you. And Meira will try at some point to put the remaining gold in Delgrim's bag at some point.
So there's 3 rooms. So
Rowan, if that's the case, Rowan is going to go tap, once that's all happened and whatever, Rowan's going to go up to Meira and just go, Do you want someone to make sure you don't sleep poorly? She's saying that because you know she doesn't sleep. So someone could wake you up if need be. Like, she's basically offering to
Watch you while
watch
you
over
sleep.
Like,
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
over you while you sleep, as opposed to watch you while you sleep. If wanted.
Just to see.
If it's not too much bother, I don't feel like I've got anything like going on. Like, I don't feel like something could potentially happen. I guess if
She's looking at you like
don't
it's your
sleep,
choice. I don't sleep. I'll just.
could you just check in on me periodically?
I mean, I think Tiernan's gonna want to stay up by himself like normal.
I don't
I'm-
mind sharing a room.
Do you not do stuff that means that you don't normally let people stay in the same room as you? Am I wrong?
Yeah. He only does it occasionally, doesn't do it every night.
Okay.
Yeah. If we have limited spaces, I don't mind who I share a room with.
Well, I think if we're sharing rooms, yes. Rowan, did you want to share with me? I think that would be a good idea
Alright.
that someone's there.
That's fine. Does that work for you boys? Can argue about who's being by themselves and who's
If
got
there's 3
friends?
rooms, then and 6 of us, I suggest perhaps Meira and Rowan, myself and Tiernan, and
Oh, thank God.
Delgrim and
Delgrim and his hat.
Abrasor.
Oh, it sounds a good idea. I can sleep with good friend Delgrim. Slaps you on the back.
Yeah, Tiernan leans down to Grumpfel and says, "Thank you."
You owe me. That's not.
And Abrasor just heads straight for a room with like all of his gear.
You Delgrim and Abrasor pillow fights.
Only because in the morning I think we'd have like the duergar version of Law and Order there trying to NCIS trying to find out what happened to Abrasor with a very innocent looking Tiernan, and somehow Abrasor got smothered with his own pillow during the night.
The pillows
So-
are like rocks, aren't they?
So you all
Maybe that's why they want NCIS there to figure out how it happened.
you all head to your respective rooms / small cabins, which are cold and not terribly pleasant, but you've got your bedrolls and stuff, and you're used to sort of sleeping rough. You all settle in for the evening, and sleep or not sleep. That is the question. Hey, Meira, can you make our charisma saving throw for me, please?
You really should have seen that person before instead of getting your food.
More charisma saving throws than Polly Shaw.
23.
23. Okay. Interesting. Okay. You all wake the next morning or
Oh,
not wake up. Yep, Grumpfel.
Oh, it was just like before we were going to sleep. I was just going to say that Grumpfel again, like the last couple of nights. Just for anyone watching, I've messaged Hamish a couple of times saying that over the couple of nights, Grumpfel has actually been reading a little bit through the book that he got when we were at the ziggurat. So Grumpfel's going to do that again. Is there any not taking too long to do this? Just wanting to. Is there anything he's getting out of this that sort of has more like it's just you said about there was some older stuff in there. Is there any big wow things, or are we going to save that for another time? Just sort of
So what you're getting from the text, and it's strange because the sort of the second or third night you go to read it, you pick up the book and it just opens by itself to like the last page you were on.
Yeah.
And
Because
it's
we had in the ziggurat that there might be some sentience to the book.
when it opens and it's like the text kind of like where you got up to like wiggles at you as if to say, hey, you're up to this part.
Yeah.
a lot of what you've read through the book so far, like when you skim through it, it was obvious that it talks about, various forms of self-defense and stuff like that. But as you've sort of read from the beginning of the book, it talks a lot about spirituality, the belief in the cycle of life and death, and that, like death is not a terrible thing, which is a tenet that you're well aware of in regards to the faith with Kamateon. But it also talks about effectively tapping into the essence of what makes something alive. And that within everybody who is living, there is that essence. And with training and focus and concentration, you can actually tap into that. And some people are able to use that energy to heal others. Some people are able to use that energy to harm others. And it talks about how within that, there are situations where sometimes there are people who mercy is required. They've got an illness, they've got something where continuing onwards is not the best option, and that effectively Kamateon is waiting for them on the other side, and that sometimes these people just need to be shown the path. Yeah.
Cool. No worries. No worries. Cool. That's right. Yeah, I just wanted to make it that like Grumpfel is trying to have a look through as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool. No worries. So there's that duopoly of life and death within and without.
Yep.
Cool.
And again, like, the pictures seem to sort of animate themselves as you get to them. Like there's definitely appears to be some kind of sentence about this book, but you still maybe haven't quite figured out what that might look like.
Cool.
Okay. The next morning rolls around. You all emerge from your rooms, gathering up all your gear, head out into the main common room. What would you guys like to do on this day?
Well, time is of the essence. Should we go see Elowin Undermoon?
We shall.
Rowan's gonna have like pulled out, and as like we're heading off, she's gonna eat some of her own rations because she's not. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
legit.
'cause-
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
That's breakfast. That feels normal for breakfast to start the day off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think Delgrim will put in an order of Boschke.
Cool. Outstanding. Which will be provided for the princely total of 4 gold pieces.
Jeez.
Ouch.
This fucking guy.
Yep.
Noted.
Just wait till he needs help, then we'll charge him like a wounded bull.
Here's a question
So-
for you. Did Abrasol pay?
No,
The
absolutely
total,
not.
yeah. The total that Hamish, the total that you gave us was
Of
5
5
lots of
sleepers.
5 lots of 5.
Oh,
not
I
a
did
6.
too. I forgot about Ebrasaur.
Yeah, I was going
Then
to
I
point it
guess-
out.
yeah.
Abyssal hasn't really done us any favors. I was going to point out that we're not paying for him.
Seniors discount, guys.
Seniors, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. So Ebrasaur does get up with the rest of you, but he's like, yeah, I'm long trip. I'm tired. I'm just going to stay here with Drez, hang out, have a nice breakfast. I don't know, just kick back, relax. You all go and do your thing. I may see you back here later on.
Very
Pretty
well.
confident that you can all look after yourselves. You don't need Ebrasaur with you all the time.
Don't recall
Or
inviting
maybe-
you, but okay.
Maybe Meira make sure Delgrim doesn't do anything stupid. He seems to probably be the dumbest one in the group.
Vera will giggle and pat him on the head, or not on the head, on the hand or on the shoulder, whichever she can reach, and just say, "You have a rest, and we'll be back. Just don't leave before we get back."
No, I'll stay here. I'm no rush. I might be old, but not going to drop dead any day soon. Hopefully. Well, I might. Who knows?
It's a pity. Draz, feel free to overcharge my friend here as much as you like. If you could give directions to Alwyn Undermoon, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, and Dres is like, yeah, certainly. And he gives you some directions.
Sick.
You guys make your way out into the streets of Nar Ithil. This hour of the morning, it's a little bit busier than when you guys first arrived, but it's not a super busy place. Every single person that you passes, though, gives you guys a bit of a weird look. Every single person that you pass is armed to the hilt. Weapons, armor. Like, there is no one walking around this place that is just in like kind of average, everyday clothing. Even the kids maybe don't have armor, but you can see they've either got like a long knife or even a short sword at their hip or something similar. Everyone is armed to the teeth in this place.
Delgrim, is it safe here? Everyone's armed to the teeth.
No, Tiernan, it's a very dangerous place to live and survive.
Then why do they live here then?
Oh, there are some come for great riches to these places. There are great riches to be found deep in Shadowways and beyond and through these places. Others just like the vibe. Also, where else would you get spider milk?
Spider colony? She just chips up like she has just, like, you've asked a question, she's answered it, but not really, like, she's looking around at people and she's heard the question and answered it out loud, not, like, intentionally, sarcastically, much as it will probably come that way.
Have you never wanted Tiernan to be challenged in your life?
Oh, I've been challenged.
Very good. It's very similar, I'm sure, for many of people here. The skill and perseverance required to survive in an environment like this is very satisfying to some.
Oh, okay. I just would have thought, if they had other options, they would have chosen something a little bit safer as well.
Some do, some leave. Some leave and return. Some explore Shadowways and map unknown places and never return. Many die.
Well, let's not stay here too long, okay?
You stay close. Do not wander into dark places. Trying to avoid any thin alleyways that floor of cave might drop out from underneath you. You find yourself being swept in the river out into outside world.
Okay.
Cool. Doesn't take you too long to get to the destination that Dres directed you to. Again, it's a very small. Stretch. It's a very small cavern, small entranceway, little door. Obviously, the home of a duergar. It's a little bit smaller than the lurker's lair, which seem to be designed at least to take into account for the drow who live here.
Seem to be designed to steal as much money from people as possible.
Wow.
Tourist trap, yeah.
Wow, geez, someone's bitter. Anyway, let's keep going.
Almost as bitter as a soup.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, and you find yourself outside this small appears to be house.
And cooking up the culinary puns.
Telga will just kind of give her a couple of bangs on the door.
Yep. A few moments later, the door swings open, and standing in front of you is a short duergar of fairly slight frame, female, clean shaven, dark, closely cropped hair, almost like a buzz cut. And she's wearing a long, light grey robe and you can see her right arm is missing. The sleeve is just sort of pinned up. And she has these piercing violet-colored eyes. And she looks at you, Delgrim, and says in duergar, yes, can I help you? So you can see her studying the rest of the group sort of behind you as well.
Greetings, neighbor. I am Delgrim Harrowfell of fallen Nar Ithil. These are my friends from above. Meira, this is Tiernan, this is Rowan, this is Grumpfel. We're here. My friend has an affliction. There is some kind of entity in her mind. I've been told an Elwyn Undermoon of the Lassen Varak may be able to assist with some form of protection to keep her safe from this insipid force.
Which one's Meira again? She sort of tries to peer past you.
Meira, come, talk to new associate.
Hi, I'm Meira.
Hello, Meira. My name is Elwyn. Elwyn, I should say, because the dear needs to make sure they pronounce the names right.
Elwyn.
I
Nice to meet you.
So this individual here, Delgrim, says that you seem to be having some kind of issues with your mind. Are you able to explain this a little bit more to me?
Yes. So when I go to sleep, I have dreams. And well, I mean, I don't think I really saw it, but Delgrim was in my dream, and he saw something with tentacles, I think, and well, it hurt me, whatever it was, because I couldn't wake up, but I saw these lights, and the lights were pretty, and I didn't think it was a problem, but apparently now my brain might explode.
She also stopped breathing.
Right, so this Delgrim was in your dream at the same time. Is this for them? So, look, if you could all just maybe come in and let's have a little bit more of a discussion about this. And she sort of stands to the side and gestures for you to all to come into this smaller dwelling. As you file in, you find that it's a very, very simple little home. It doesn't have a lot of sort of homely keepsakes. There's not like pictures on the wall. It's very, very basic and rudimentary. There's a little stove in the corner, and there's a little pot of something bubbling away on it. And there's some table and chairs. And you can see there's a door leading off into some other part of the building. And she goes, please, if you'd just like to all take a seat. Have a little bit of a conversation around this. So now, so Meira, you were saying that this Delgrim was in the dream as well. What about the rest of your friends? Were they present in the dream too, or?
No, not in the dream. And I didn't see Delgrim. I didn't see anyone.
So how did you know that Delgrim was in the dream?
He told me afterwards.
These friends were not in dream, but Meira, you saw other friends of yours in dream, yes?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I did see other people. But nothing like, I don't think it was anything scary. I don't feel when, I was a bit worried, especially because it sort of got a bit angry at me when I think it realized that Delgrim was in the dream, and I felt
sorry,
that.
hold on. You just need to clarify. You're saying it thought that it was a bit scary? What do you mean by
I can feel that there's some sort of presence there, but I can't really, I mean, I've never actually seen it. And then Delgrim told me what he saw, which was very different to what I saw in my dream. And he seems to be very worried about it. And I wasn't as worried about it because I didn't know what it was or anything bad, I guess. So,
Appeared to
but
me,
apparently it is bad, and my brain might explode. So that's why we're here.
appeared to me in Meira's dream as large tentacled type entity and had tentacles wrapped around Meira and was quite clearly mm, dangerous to her in some way, is what I felt. And I tried to get sense of this creature or this entity, this thing, and what it was. And as soon as it recognized it, I reach out to it with my mind in this dreamscape. It nearly killed both of us immediately.
So,
And
so
it
Delgrim,
said some things too.
oh, what sort of things did it say?
It said something about the dawn is coming. Embrace the dawn.
Is this Dawn like a person? Is it a name? Is it?
The dawn is in, I think, like the morning.
Ah, right, okay. So, Delgrim, do you often have ability to go into people's heads? I mean, is this something that you do on a regular basis? Is this a unique situation for you, or?
It is not something often. It had assistance from great and powerful ally of ours.
Right, interesting.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
We did speak with Esmeralda about some of this, and I believe she kept focusing on that which shines or something. That was a term that was thrown around.
Right, okay. It's not something that I've heard before. I'm not sure who this Esmeralda person is, but
She's a friend.
it's more information is good. Okay. Meera, and do the other two are Mr. Grumpfel. Do you have any extra information at all? Grumpfel, do you know anything of these experiences, or have you just heard what your other friends have talked about? No, Grumpfel?
Sorry, sorry. I zoned out for a second there. I completely sorry. I thought someone had messaged me and I thought it was something else, and I went, no. Okay, cool. I apologize. I
That's all good.
completely zoned out there. Sorry,
You
mate.
might have to speak louder to
Yeah.
Grumpfel. He's getting a
Yeah.
little old.
Seems
He's
like an
hearing not
older
so
gentleman.
good.
His hearing sometimes
Yeah.
not so great.
Yes, yes, sorry.
Don't speak slowly. Grumpfel, have
Yes.
you experienced anything like the others?
Not to the degree of which Meira speaks of. This intrusion into dreams, not something that I au fait with. I have heard of it in other circumstances. Being sort of a spiritual and healing led individual, I understand that the body and the mind must have balance, but it is not something that is part of my forte nor my training to assist or allay.
Okay.
Ah,
Oh,
Dorm
uh,
Dreamers, echoes of the Dorm Dreamers, or something.
Dawn Dreamers. Oh, Dawn Dreamers. So again, it's not something I'm familiar with, but good to know. Rowan, do you have any extra information in regards to the situation?
Not about Mira, no.
Okay, interesting. What about Delgrim? He seems to be the one who is also inside her head. Is this anything about him either?
Do you ask Rowan this, or you ask
Yes,
me?
I know. Asking Rowan whether or not she was aware of anything with Delgrim. No? No, okay.
Only that, like, I've kept an eye on the fact that they're not twitching and being weird anymore, which
All right.
happened when they were both having their nightmare thing.
It's good to know someone keep an eye on each other and their friends. Okay. Meera. I I would like to, if you are okay with it, I'd like to just enter your mind briefly. Just have a little bit of a look around.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. What I'd like you to do is focus on the dreams that you have had. See if you can sort of conjure up the feelings and the sensations that you had when it was happening, and maybe see what I can find out just from this initial little probe. Okay, it won't hurt. You'll be fine. But we'll see what we can find out. Okay. Okay. All right. So just sit still. Open your mind. You're going to feel the presence of me trying to enter. Just make sure you just relax. Let it happen. Like I said, it will be very safe and very gentle. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. She locks eyes with you, Meira, and you instantly get drawn into just these bright violet orbs. You feel a slight pressure in your head, and it's very different to the sensations that you've had in the past with the dreams or anything else. There is something almost sort of gentle and comforting about this, as you feel this other mind just sort of slipping through your memories almost. And as you think about the dream, it's almost like you get flashes of Alwyn, like just off the side. What I'd like you to do for me, please, is I want you to make a spell attack roll for me as you try and focus essentially your core magical energies on conjuring up these thoughts.
Just looking. Where do I find spell attack on?
So it will be your charisma bonus plus your proficiency bonus. Yeah.
It'll give you the modifier to cast
Yeah.
on the actual
It-
spells bit in D&D Beyond.
At the very top,
Yeah.
under spells.
I love that I said that
Oh,
and then
yeah.
realized I was muted. So
Hey.
Yeah, I could
you
see-
said
I
very
could see
intelligent
you
thing,
doing the
and then
motions.
No one could hear it.
Yeah.
Dope. Gonna go back to not making everyone listen to me eat. Sorry.
15.
We're missing out.
15. Okay. You try and focus as much as you can around the dream and the sensations and what you saw in the words. Bits of it slip away as what happens when one has a dream. And then the connection with Alwyn is gone. And you can see her studying you. She's like, oh, this is interesting. I think we might need to go deeper to get a better understanding of what exactly is going on. Delgrim, I would also like to maybe search your mind as well.
If it helps Meira, of course, but this deeper that you wish to go,
Yes.
is this of danger?
No, it's perfectly safe. It should be perfectly safe.
Okay. Yes, you.
I mean, there's always some inherent risk with certain elements of this, but we're very well practiced here. I will also get an associate to come along and help out with this as well. It will be fine, though. Now, for yourself, if you just like to please relax, focus on what you had thought, the dreams that you had had. I just remember, make yourself feel open. Don't resist against the pressure that you're going to feel. Okay. Are you ready, Delgrim?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Delgrim, can you roll a d20 and add your charisma bonus to it, please?
Of 0, sure. That's a 3.
That's a 3. Okay. You feel her mind enter yours, and instantly all you want to do is just push back and reject it. There's just something about the sensation which, like, you saw some terrible things in the dream with Meira, but just having something, you were in her dream. This is something like feels weird and alien. Nothing like when Esmeralda would speak in your mind. And eventually the connection is gone. And Elowen looks at you and goes, oh, I thought you'd be maybe more open to this. This is a shame.
I'm trying. I cannot. The feeling of it is not good in my mind head. It's
Right, well,
the automatic reaction. I feel the pressure. I have to push back. I cannot stop it.
So, well, look, maybe not the end of the world. We'll see where we go from here. Look, if you would please come with me, I need to take you off to our mind probe room. I'll need to send also from my associate, and we'll be fine. If you wouldn't mind coming with me, please. And she gestures to all of you.
Mind probe room, eh?
Yeah, Delgrim will follow.
Do you need all of us?
Well, I mean, technically, no, I don't. If you have got somewhere else to go, if you want to leave Nar Ithil, I'm more than happy to just work on Miera and Delgrim.
I guess I can stay for moral support. Just the whole mind probe.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
It won't affect the rest of you. It's just we target one person, and it'll be fine. It's nothing to worry about. Like I said, most of the time it is completely safe.
Most of the time. Okay.
Most of the time. I mean, everything comes with some kind of risk.
And Tiernan, I would appreciate your presence in this if I need to become more relaxed and allow this probing of my mind. The collective sentiment of group of people that are close to one is known to be very important in these kinds of things.
Okay.
This was quite insightful, Delgrim. That's interesting. I'm surprised you were more open. You need to maybe work on that self-control. Maybe I know someone who can help with that a little bit. Anyway, let us go to we'll go and get this out, and we'll see what we can do from here.
This is not my first probio.
I am interesting. And with that, she turns and she leads you out into the street.
Well, he's got the hat for it.
No, the hat's stashed. They're down in the native lands. There's zero need for the hat.
She leads you down, just sort of a few buildings down, built into these giant natural columns. And she passes inside this next building. There's a large circular room. In the middle of it is a large stone table, and that's it. There is another duergar there, another youngish female, and you can see Elowen goes and goes, could you please go and ask Stroll to come to the mind problem? It'd be good to have his assistance with a small problem, please. This other duergar nods and quickly runs off. Elowen just then stands there and goes, we'll just wait for Stroll to arrive. Sort of 5-10 minutes later, this other individual turns up. As I scroll through my list of people that I need to grab. So following in the other female duergar that went off is a very muscular individual in half-plate armor, with a large axe at their hip. Their light grey hair is actually spiked up and quite an aggressive sort of mohawk. Deep set eyes, a nasty scar down one cheek. And Elowen goes, Stroll, it's good to have you here. We've got a situation where we've got some people who come from above ground who there's some strange dreams involved. this individual here, Delgrim, has actually gone into this young halfling's mind, Meira. We're going to look at using the mind probe to go deeper because I can't get enough information just from trying to enter the minds themselves. I thought this might be something that you would find interesting as well. The other duergar looks at you, Delgrim, and kind of looks you up and down, almost sort of sizing you up. And then looks at the rest of the group, goes, we talked about potential cost for this. And Elwyn goes, no, not yet. I thought we'd at least do the probe and then maybe ascertain what problem was. And then we can go from there. I think that's only fair. Stroll goes, this is fair. He heads over, and you can see that there's actually a small alcove in one of the walls. It's sort of hard to see, it's sort of slightly in shadow. And you can see he reaches inside, and you hear again the sound of like machinery, the grinding of stone. And you watch as above the table, the roof opens up. A little bit of dust falls down. Lowering from the roof, you can see about 5 long, metallic-looking arms, almost kind of like spider legs, all surrounding what is in the center, which is a large, very, very, very dimly glowing green piece of terralite. And you can see on the tips of each of these legs more pieces, smaller, of terralite. They're not glowing, it's just a central one. Slowly comes down before locking in place just above the table. Elwyn goes, all right, Meira, if you'd please just lie on the table, I head down this end.
Meira will look at the others before she takes a step back. So obviously it looks a little bit more daunting than just sitting in front of someone probing your mind.
Meira, I wouldn't be too worried about it. Remember what Asmodana said? That looks like a piece of her brother.
Well, those things are not gonna like go inside like my head or anything. You're not gonna stab me with them or anything. Like, does it hurt? Is what I'm trying to ask.
Elwyn goes, no, it will not hurt. I mean, if depending on how deep we have to go, there might be a little bit of discomfort, but it should be okay. It's certainly not life-threatening. Let me put it that way. But unfortunately, to be able to get to the depths, to actually see beyond what your mind was conjuring up with the dreams and trying to understand maybe what potentially lurks behind, we need to get this extra power to be able to focus the psionic energy to be able to really just dig as deep as possible.
I think Delgrim will kind of move over next to the table and kind of sort of hold a hand out towards Meira. I could not get you and save you in your dream, Meira, but while we are here, I will be watching. I will keep you as safe as I possibly can.
Meira will feel a bit emboldened by that and will take Delgrim's hand and step towards the bed, I guess.
Elwyn sort of offers to help you up on it since you're very tall for a halfling, so you don't actually really need any help. She's like, cool. You just lie down, head down this end.
Just don't let it notice you.
Oh, I'm sure it will be fine. but I appreciate your concern. I'm sure this will all be fine. Stroll, could you please just position the probes for me? And you hear anyone who sort of looks over, you can now see in this alcove there's a bunch of like little levers and stuff. You can see he starts pushing them, and the long like spider legs start to slowly move until they're all kind of positioned around, pointing straight down at Meira's head.
It's like being in the dentist.
I'm not sure what the dentist is, but look, this is fine. There's no problems at all. Okay, now, like I said, there might be a little bit of discomfort, but it is required for us to be able to try and really ascertain what is going on. Okay? All right. Delgrim, are you staying here? Are you all welcome to stay, keep comfort to your friend, or the other friends apparently are all standing back, but that's all good.
I will stay here with Meira, and you should listen to her if you can. Whatever it is that is in Meira's mind, it is of great and, to me, unknowable strength and power. You should do what you can to ensure that it is not aware of you.
Well, interesting. Yes, absolutely, we'll take that on board. Let's see what we can find out. Okay.
Mira's
All right.
grip tightens on Delgrim's hand as well. She's a bit nervous.
Meira, are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Deep breath. I need you to make a charisma saving throw for me, please.
I am 20.
20?
It was a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
Milky 20.
Um,
I'm so sorry.
But I said kind of milk.
I don't think you are.
No, you're not.
Why?
You're absolutely 100% not sorry at all.
Why?
Why does Vita go? I think I got something in my teeth.
I was just about ready to drink my coffee.
No.
No.
Back to square one.
Yeah.
Intolerable.
The probes just shoot milk all over me. No. That's actually even worse.
Okay, well, let's move along.
It's,
Let's move along.
happens.
Nothing to
That's a
see here.
clippable
Nothing to
offense,
see
right?
here.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here. Moving along.
Yeah, that's
Nothing to see
happening.
here. Moving along.
That's where Ham realizes.
Wow.
Okay.
And that's where we
And
lost the
down the
sponsor.
line.
All right, so
Back to the scene.
Stick a
So-
crystal in Meira's brain. Let's go.
You watch as the small shards of terralite, which are on all the metallic legs, flare for a moment. Meira, you have the most intense pain in your mind, but you manage to fight it off. Barely, like it just about renders you unconscious. Delgrim, you feel her like almost break your hand as she just squeezes it super tight for the briefest of seconds. And then, Mary, you find yourself right back in that dream. Right back, going through it, living every single part of it. However, this time you can sense and see that other presence before Delgrim interrupted you. You can feel that there is something around you, that there is something big and ominous and intensely powerful. The psychic energy that is coming off this thing, wherever it is that's enabled it to get into your mind, is almost overwhelming. As you realize for the briefest of moments that all of the voices of the people that you had been hearing definitely weren't them. It wasn't Bex talking to you. It wasn't Aloysius talking to you. It wasn't people trying to be nice. There was this other thing. And you don't necessarily know what its intentions are. You know that it was trying to woo you, trying to seduce you, trying to bring you across to its way of thinking. But then Delgrim interrupted things, and its true form became revealed. And whatever it is intensely powerful. The rest of you guys watch as Meira starts to sort of tremble slightly on the bed, on this sort of stone bed. And Elwyn goes, it's all right, your friend is okay. But whatever it is there is very, very traumatic for her. So just... And then suddenly Meira just arches on the bed. And you see Elwyn just freeze for a moment, her violet eyes open wide. And then Meira, you're conscious again, and you watch as Elwyn kind of stumbles backwards slightly, almost sort of shocked by something. Firstly, Meira, are you all right?
I mean, I heard a little bit. I think so. I think I saw what you saw, Delgrim. I don't think it was Bex talking to me, and I don't think it was Aloysius or anyone that was nice there. I don't think any of it was real.
Delgrim kind of visibly grimaces at the reference of Aloysius potentially being nice. I told you this is case. Yes, something is trying to get you. It wants you for something.
Meira will start welling up a little bit because for her she wanted to think it was the people that, she wanted to think it was the nice thing. So it's very disappointing.
Stroll strides over straight, almost not aggressively, but straight over to you, Meira, and puts a hand on your shoulder and just says, "You'll be all right." And you just get this wave of calming emotions, like cut straight through the welling of the tears. But there's also kind of like a warmth. Despite the somewhat harsh delivery, there is a warmth behind it as well. Elwyn says, this is not what I was expecting. This is most interesting. Most interesting.
What did you find?
There is definitely some kind of entity, some kind of being that is reaching into your friend's mind, forming a very, very powerful psychic connection. But it's the only reason it appears that this thing is able to do it is due to the power that your friend has. Your friend here is a very, very powerful psychic as well. I anticipate it makes some sense that the Delgrim here might have picked up on some of it, because psionics is something that is inherent to it in the duergar race. So there would be elements of that, although generally speaking, it's not everyone amongst the duergar is as good as myself or Strull, for example. But it does explain that slight connection. But this thing was trying to talk or lure your friend. And I fear that the connection is still there, and it would be very difficult to break it. But I do have some ideas, but I probably need to talk to Stroll a little bit just to try and understand whether or not we need to take extra things into consideration here.
This is why we are here. We are told you may be able to help in protecting my friend.
There may be things that we can do, but they are often probably in a situation like this is going to be probably on the more dramatic end of things. But like I said, I need to talk with Stroll and get a little bit of a combined understanding of the best way to approach this.
Is there any way we can help or offer our assistance?
Stroll goes, there'll be a price for anything that we do to help. However, I think what I have in mind might be mutually beneficial to two of us. If you would just please give myself and Elwyn a chance to have the conversation, we will work out an approach and then we will come back and talk to you. Whereabouts are you staying at the moment?
Fine dining emporium?
We have been staying at Lurker's lab, but I would like to look for somewhere less exploitative of our coin.
Oh, that is the only accommodation in town for those people who are not from here.
Very well.
I thought you liked him, Delgrim.
Oh yes, he's a great person, but in the same as Ambersor. But
Look, we plan on not taking too long to work this out. If you return to the Lurker's Lair, we will try to get back to you by the end of the day with our plan.
very well. And Delgrim will kind of drop into duergar. There is absolutely no price I will pay to keep my friends safe. I've had too much taken from me already. Please, do what you can, and I'll pay the price, no matter the cost.
Stroll's kind of like gives you a bit of a look. It's like, I think there's some potential in you. I shall take this on board, what you've said. I will talk with Elwyn.
I'm going to roll
We will come up
insight on
with a
that
plan.
for some kind of indication as to the subtext of that, if I may.
Yep, like sure. Roll an insight check.
Sure.
Yep.
Look, it's not great. It was a 12.
12.
Hey, Hamish,
Yep.
even though Grumpfel doesn't speak Duergar,
Yep.
he would pick Delgrim's body language at the moment. I'm not following the conversation, but I'm just
Yep.
watching the body language.
Yep.
I know there's something playing
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Like it's probably obvious to both of you that Stroll is like sizing Delgrim up.
Yep.
Go back to the lair and we'll send someone for you before the end of the day.
Delgrim doesn't love being told what to do, but yeah. Friends, we should head back to Lurker's lair, and we await these two to
Now,
come up with some kind of plan for Meira.
did when they were doing the psychic probe on Meira,
Yep.
and the tooling came down from the roof,
Yep.
you were saying there was tyrolite.
Mm-hmm.
Grumpfel would have seen that.
100%, yes.
All right. As we look like we're sort of shuffling out, he'll turn back, look at it, look at them, look at it, and just give a little nod and leave.
Okay. You can see them kind of give you a bit of a strange look as you do that, and they watch as you.
It's complete. They have no idea what I've just alluded to.
Not that you can tell, no.
Okay. I was just the thought was, if they've got tyrolite and Grumpfel recognizes it as tyrolite, do they then make the connection that a Svirfneblin will know what tyrolite is? Or that sort of thing. So just sort of, because this is now a third location that we've seen tyrolite. Well, I have seen tyrolite. So Svazina, our new Esmeralda location, and now here, and there is significant distance between all three spots.
And there were 3 Emerald Dragons, I remember. And I feel like we'd all collectively be able to make.
That's where when we all get back to where we've been, like this is going to be on a discussion. But I just thought if Grumpfel could just give a little push to see if, and like if you can get me to roll perception, insight, whatever you want me to do, but I just wanted to gauge their reaction from him looking at the Tyrolite.
They don't like. If anything, it's just like.
What is this strange gnome going on
Yeah,
about?
what's the strange
Okay,
name?
cool.
Go-
Cool.
Tiernan is actually staying with you as you're doing this, and as we go to walk out, I'm literally turning to you and saying, "I wonder if that's part of Tephanos." I just keep walking.
Yeah, Delgrim will kind of join in. I was going to mention, Grumpfel, did you see the Terrorlight?
You know, I mentioned Grumpfel was like the last to shuffle in, and he made sure that Tiernan and Delgrim were pushed out the door before he gave the nod.
Wow. Yeah, look, you don't get any reaction from Stroll or Alwyn
cool.
at all. As you guys are about as subtle as a brick to the face. You head back to the lurkers lair. Is there anything in particular that you're wanting to do sort of over the course of this day as you wait for these two to come back?
Push Delgrim and Tiernan into the nearest chasm.
No, terrible idea. I told you, Tiernan will not survive down there.
Is there a market here?
You ask Drez as he's like market. No.
So a trader, a merchant.
Merchant.
Sorry, I should hang on. I'm looking for a merchant of some sort. You know, commodities, wares, provisions.
Provisions. I mean, I can probably find something for you, but no, we generally don't get visitors down here. And if we do, they come down for a day, maybe two, and then they leave again.
They cannot handle weight of all rock above them. People get a little bit brain crazy down here.
Yeah, it's not
if they're not comfortable.
And most trading between the duergar is just, it's all we know who's got what. We go talk to them. We get what we need. We go about that.
Okay. I doubt that you would have Sphazina Brown here, but I'm looking for coffee beans.
Coffee beans. But not really. There's not, I mean, why would you drink coffee when you can have, like, spider milk or water slide? I mean, coffee seems like poor substitute.
Oh, no, let me tell you. This beverage, let me tell you, is amazing. It is so good. It warms you on the inside. It's perfect when you wake up. You feel a little bit sluggish. You should listen. In fact, if anything, Grumpfel, if you have any spare beans, perhaps.
I could certainly make our new friend a coffee for 10 gold pieces.
I would suggest 40.
40? Well,
40 gold pieces.
Introduction
is worth
it.
I make a persuasion roll with disadvantage. Jesus Christ.
Are you talking to me or are you talking to Prometheus?
Or whichever of you is trying to convince the
I was trying to say 10.
Yeah, no, Delgrim's gone full bore with 40.
He's really pissed off about this place costing 60 gold for fucking one night stay.
Well, that was all the drink and everything as well, to be fair.
To be fair, the rooms were 5 gold. It was the shots.
It was the booze that cost you, man.
Not the point.
Wow.
What's that slide? What's the beverage called? Slide?
The Vor slide.
Vor slide. So Grumpfel will say to him, "You wouldn't make Vor slide with just anything and any equipment, and you wouldn't." You'd make sure you used quality ingredients and followed a method that has been tried and tested. You wouldn't just throw anything in the pot and make it go. Coffee, though you say might not be the best, there is styles and methods. You should know as an artisan that there is always a way to make things. You don't just throw it at the wall and see what sticks. Well, look, with some of these, maybe okay, but bad example. There is an art to things. In all life, there is an art to things. And coffee, though, there are many other delicacies and fares that you've given to us here. Coffee has its place when made well.
Look, you make me this coffee drink and I'll try it. And if it's great, then I don't know, maybe we could look at a business opportunity.
Yes, that is a possibility.
Well, I told you, if you've got equipment, there's fire over there, and do your coffee thing. I still think it won't compare to Vorslide or Spider Milk or Clutspit, but look, I'm happy to try something. Maybe way for me to make money. So with that, is there anything else as Grumpfel now looks at trying to set up the coffee tray to the shadow base? Is there anything anyone else wants to do over the course of the day?
Tiernan's literally just going to see if Meira's all right.
Meira will have found herself a seat at a table and would be quite quiet. If Tiernan sort of came and sat down and asked, I would just disappointed. And I don't know, I thought that I had some sort of connection with something good, and the fact that it's not, and it tricked me, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel at this point in time, and I don't quite understand what's going on, why it's there, and I just feel a bit dumb.
It's dumb?
No, I feel a bit dumb. Like that it tricked me.
Well, you worked it out in the end.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's too late now and it's already stuck in there. Like, I don't know. And I just made such good promises and stuff that I wanted. I don't know. I just feel a bit kind of lost, and I'm fine. I just don't know exactly what to think at this point in time.
I can understand the feeling of lost. I feel lost most of the time, wherever I go down here. But the sort of ragtag group of friends here helps me a lot, and I hope I'm able to, as well as the rest of us are able to help you.
I do very much appreciate everyone coming and going out of our way to see what was going on with my dreams and stuff, and helping. I know we didn't have to be here, so I do appreciate it.
Well, of the places to be, Esmeralda seemed to think this was one of the safest for you, with remnants of a brother lying around, acting as a sort of protection blanket, I think. I don't know, she was hard to read.
Well, I mean, I didn't have any dreams last night that I know of, so maybe she's right.
Well, at least you know one thing, though. You're powerful enough that something's trying to steal it. So I would just be I guess that sort of validation that you are a strong enough person. You are strong. And I'm terrible at words.
Thank you, Tiernan. I appreciate the vote of confidence, and maybe I can work out how to use whatever skills I do have to help you when you need it as well.
Thanks.
So, with that, is there anything else anyone would like to do before you are called back.
I think Delgrim might just ask around about the was it the lesson Varric?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'd just probably ask a few unassuming but in a very Delgrim way questions about this group / organizations to try and pick up a few bits and pieces of information about it.
So, so the lesson Varric, translated from duergar into common, translates to lucid mind. Drez is happy to talk to you about this and would basically tell you that the Lassenvarric are a group of exceptionally powerful psionic warriors who essentially have dedicated themselves to a stillness and a calmness of mind, which enables them to perform exceptional feats of psionic power. Sometimes they're looked at as slightly cold or detached. They come across as very sort of logical, not unfeeling, but some people could perceive it that way, where, the duergar are actually quite an emotive group. People just don't often kind of realize it. But this is an order of which seems to have really refined that psionic ability in a very different fashion to the Wyrn Lodge.
Mm-hmm.
Theirs is very much focused around sort of more militaristic skills and the like.
Yep. And Delgrim will kind of convey those scraps of info to the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm. So the end of the day rolls around. It's starting to get to the point where you're wondering whether or not anyone's going to appear. And it's actually Elowen who arrives. She goes, I'm really very sorry this took me this long, but if you'd please come back to my house. We'd like to have a conversation about the what we have discovered and potential way forward with your friend Meira here. She leads you all back to her house, and you find Stroll is there. He's currently munching away on something which smells quite nice. Looks like meat. Probably is meat. Where the meat came from, we're not going to know. Interesting looking gravy on it. He pushes his plate aside when he sees you come in, and Elowen says, if you'd all just like to take a seat, please, and we'll have a conversation. But the accent's gone. Conversation's out of control.
They do not understand our language. You'll have to revert to common. I'm sorry.
Common again. This is right. So I need to make sure it's a torque in common so that everybody understands.
It's very difficult. I know. I'm sorry.
I know it's very. Don't use common very often. Anyways, have a seat. So now, Meira, we do believe we have a way of which to potentially help you with your problem. It is probably more intrusive than most ways to try and approach these sorts of issues, but Stroll and I have reviewed what we found with the mind probe. And have decided that ultimately, for you to be safe in the long run, this is probably the best approach. You have probably noticed the crystals that we had in the mind probe room. We not entirely sure what these are, but we have found that they resonate very strongly with powerful psionic energy and help us to focus our own abilities. Hence why we use them for the mind probe. It's been very useful.
Will lift up a hand and just place it on Tiernan's lip real quick while listening to the rest of this conversation.
So, look, what I'm about to say, I expect this probably might be a little bit scary for you, Meira, but we believe that if we take a piece of this special mind crystal that we have, if we embed it in your head, this will actually protect you permanently from whatever this thing is that is trying to access your mind. Your power and the power of this crystal will be able to channel and protect, form a protective energy that will keep you safe.
Inside?
Well, it's probably more, I would anticipate we would probably look, understanding how the mind works is complicated, but probably more something like in the forehead or something similar. There would only be a small piece of the crystal that would protrude, like it wouldn't look very weird, but it'd just be a small part. But yes, it would need to have some exposure to the outside world as well as the exposure to your brain as well.
You have to be joking, right?
No, I mean, we talked about the various other options. Other options would be to try and take an item and craft it into something like, say, a ring or some kind of helmet or something like that. But those are all things which could be removed, lost. There is the risk with any of those kinds of items that also is just not going to be powerful enough. We recognize that whatever this thing is that is trying to access your friend's mind is something which we have never encountered before, and as such, we wish to take the most extreme lines of protection to keep your friend safe.
Meera, this is the thing inside your mind, and this approach is something that is going to be done to you. Now you know true nature of thing inside your mind. How you feel about this option?
I didn't think it would be. I thought you'd give me like a hat or something to wear, and
Well,
like
look,
I could just sleep in the special hat. I didn't.
Meera, we did discuss the options of something which was more item based, but the concerns that Stroll and I have is that this presence, I am fairly confident that prolonged exposure to this will result in your death. Any risk of like having a hat or a helmet or a ring or something of that nature could result in, if you lose it, or like I said, if it gets removed, it will expose you to this thing again. I understand that what I am suggesting is very intrusive, and I understand why you might find it a particularly scary idea as well. But I can guarantee that between Stroll and myself and some of our other assistants, this is a procedure that we could do, and we'd be very confident that there would be no issues.
Never had to make medical decisions without my parents before. Could you show me a picture of? Could you illustrate what you're planning on doing? I don't understand about it sticking out of my head.
So, Stroll, would you please get me like a piece of the crystal that we would probably be looking at using? And Stroll goes, all right. Heads off, comes back a few moments later, and think of it like a diamond where you've got sort of the flat facet on the top and the point underneath. Stroll goes, so essentially what would happen is we would get a piece of crystal very similar to this, be put into head, so you'd have the flat facet on the outside, other part goes in, which would enable it to really channel the energy. So what you'd have is like sort of a small crystal. Good, even in some respects, think about it, could look Could look quite nice.
What would happen if I fell over and I hit it?
It is fine, very strong, would be no problem. This crystal is incredibly strong. Wouldn't
Yes.
think about doing this if there was risk of you tripping and breaking. That would be make it the whole thing very pointless.
Have you done something like this before?
We've done similar things, yes.
How similar?
Similar, yes.
No, but how similar? Like, have you actually stuck a piece of terralite in another person's brain before?
Well, I'm not sure what this terralite stuff is. We pulled this crystal. Done this specifically? No. But I'm very confident with our ability to be able to perform this procedure between myself, Alwyn, and our assistants. We have got the required knowledge and magical ability to be able to pull this off.
Is it reversible?
So,
Like,
Rebecca,
if I find I don't need it anymore, do I still have to keep it in my head?
no, I mean, if you get to a point where this thing has gone or whatever, then yes, absolutely, we could remove it.
In the meantime, Meira, if you have concern about how this might look only, and Delgrim will kind of reach into his pack, you can have my hat. I will gift it to you if this is something you need. It has made me feel more comfortable in times of discomfort. I'm sure it may do similar for you.
I appreciate that. I'm not necessarily worried about how it looks. I'm just worried about the fact that you're putting something in my head and you've not really done it before, and my mum and dad aren't here, and it seems like a big thing. Like, it's not just a here, have this hat, or have this ring, and that will stop it. It seems very, I don't know. It seems invasive.
If you are concerned by this, then potentially we could look at crafting you like a hat or a ring or an amulet or something of that nature. But I'm just saying that there will be an inherent risk with that if any time, if you lose that, if the connection is broken, then this thing, whatever it might be, will know straight away, and that will put you at great risk. Especially if you vanish and then appear again, it may think that you are trying to, I don't know, stalk it or something of that nature. I do think that this is the most sensible approach, but I do appreciate that it is a very scary idea. And Stroll goes, and we haven't talked about price yet either.
Okay. Do I have to make a decision this second? Like,
No.
Can I?
No, you do not.
I
No,
think
Delgrim
this
won't
would.
even let the others answer, well, the two of them answer.
I think this requires some considerable thought. Pardon my pun.
Look, would you like us take as much time as you would like? Just be conscious that the longer you take, probably the greater the risk. But maybe we also have discussion around what we would require as payment for this as well, because this could influence your decision-making process as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So, pay scale, I guess. What?
Let's talk payment plans. No, I'm kidding. Do you have medical insurance?
We've been trying to contact you about your extended warranty.
No, payment-wise, we do not require money. What we do ask for is your help. We are very conscious that your turning up here is somewhat fortuitous, as The people of Nar Ithil are very conscious of some strange psychic emanations coming from the nearby city of Dalian's Rest. We actually have been trying to investigate this for some time. We do not know where these emanations are coming from or what the intent is, but even myself has felt them all the way here down from underground, and it is disconcerting. We sent some of our people to go and investigate. However, they have not returned, and we are concerned. What we would like for the payment in return for assisting you with your problem is for you to try and find our friends in Dalian's Rest and see what they have discovered about what is going on there.
Dalian's Rest.
It's very out of our way, but I'm sure we can accommodate a side trip to find and maybe help your colleagues. If Meira agree to undergo this procedure.
We realized that this is the trip from here to Dalian's Rest is not short, and if you are willing to help us out, we are also willing to give you some temporary assistance with the issues that you are currently facing, Meira. We have got some potions we can give you that, if you consume them, will protect your mind for short periods of time, about a day or so. The only risk with these potions is that you cannot have more than a certain number, as they will begin to have a rather negative effect on you. So we can give you the maximum dosage, and you can take those with you, and they will help to protect you in the short term, although you will have to choose how often you wish to take them. You be aware as well that when you do imbibe these potions, they will greatly amplify your psychic abilities.
Would they work in conjunction to any device you may provide, but not in plant?
Any device that we make currently would render the potions null and void. If we gave you
Right.
a device now, then it would offer the protection. But as I said, that is more of a short-term thing. And still requires us to actually go and make that.
Just the question needed asking.
That's absolutely fine. And again, I appreciate a lot of information to take on board. And what we're asking for is not insignificant.
Perhaps you could give us some time for Meira to think and process and decide.
Take as much time as you would like. We do have a certain sense of urgency with trying to find our friends, as we are quite concerned about their whereabouts. And we are concerned about what is happening in Dalian's Rest and the emanations that are coming from there.
If I may, then the potions would work better than any artifact you would have to spend time to craft, and you've got the potions made already. And in a sense, your urgency of finding your friends or having us on your behalf find your friends, these potions would assist Meira in some form of protection that would be quicker and is justifiably the same as an artifact. Therefore, we could begin our quest to find your friends sooner.
We could give you the potions right now. And crafting of an artifact would probably take 3 or 4 weeks.
And the potions would be as potent as the artifact?
Correct. Only for
Right.
the short term, so it's like you would not be able to imbibe
course.
them constantly.
Of course.
Meira, are there any other questions you have about either option? It is the thing lurking in your mind after all.
I think maybe we should have a discussion, the 5 of us ourselves, an aside.
I mean, feel free to come back tomorrow and go back to your accommodation and have your conversations and return to us with a decision if you would like.
Just before we go, You said the psychic emanations from Dalian's Rest.
Correct.
What has you so concerned about them?
The sheer power of them, the fact that something there is radiating such powerful psychic energy that is reaching us all the way here underground, hundreds of miles away. This
Are they
is
just
very
powerful,
unusual.
or-
It's very powerful, but we do not know what is causing these emanations. It could put Nar Ithil at risk, which is why we are interested in making sure that we understand what is going on. Could be putting other places at risk as well. It is just interesting to us, especially with your friend Meira being here now as well, that she is also suffering from a very powerful psychic intrusion. No, I'm not a big one for believing in coincidence.
I'm sure it's absolutely that. We definitely are unaware of any possible linkage between these things.
I knew you were going to say that.
When you say that the potions will increase my psychic abilities, is that like uncontrollably so, or like just
No,
what
no,
are the side effects?
If you consume them sensibly, it will amplify the powers that you can normally wield. You will have full control, but you will just have more access to the power that is currently in your mind. If you, however, take more than the recommended dosage, and we will ensure that we only give you the maximum number of potions before, if you take any more, terrible things will happen to you, but it is essentially terrible things will happen to you.
Like?
Like, let's just say the mind is a very soft thing and can be easily broken.
Oh, so my mind will explode.
This is one way to think about it, yes. But, as I said, this is something that we can give you as a last precaution. Have you had any dreams recently which has caused anything undue to happen around you, or to you, or to anybody that you know?
She'll look around the room. She's not aware of anything that's affected anyone else apart from people that have been in her dream. No, I don't think so.
Maybe your mind is strong enough to be able to resist without having to use the potions very much. But it's a precaution.
Okay. I just need to have a think about it and talk with everyone and then let you know.
That's
Because Dalian's
absolutely-
Rest is a long way.
It's a big decision to make, Miera, but just remember, we want to try and do what we can to help you. We will see you maybe tomorrow.
Mhm.
Very
Yeah.
well. Well, and with that, Elwyn and Stroll bid you good night, lead you out of their Elwyn small house. And you guys make your way back towards the Lurker's lair to consider what to do next.
Mm.
Okay.
A lot of choices.
Potions or trinkets or basically a Tyrolite unicorn.
Terracorn.
Fully armed and operational battle unicorn.
Now you're just making it sound cool.
Totally not giving the DM ideas.
Mira, I know it might seem daunting the idea of having something in your mind, but I think in making this decision, it's important to consider there is already something in your mind. It is wrapping around you, trying to draw you to it.
Yeah, I guess yes, that's true. But I didn't know that, like, it wasn't physically put there by someone.
How it came to be is a question we should definitely ask. And it's very fortuitous that this request to go to Dalian's arrest, we were going to go in that direction anyway. Yes.
If the potions work as well as what they say, then that will at least give us some time to help you consider your options. If it means that we have to go to Dalian's Rest, like you said, Delgrim, we're heading that direction anyway. And if it means that if nothing else, we help with their request, it can only give favor to when we finally make a decision on what is to happen.
You say we. This is not a decision we make, Grumpfel. This is decision
yeah,
for
no,
Meira to make.
I very much realize it is Meira's decision. When I say we, I mean as in us helping her find comfort in the choice that she makes.
And whatever that choice is, we will 100% support.
Absolutely.
Anybody freaked out? It sounds.
It
I'm
does.
not completely strange here, right? This does sound
No.
awfully barbaric.
It's
This is my worry. I know there's something in my brain already, but I can't physically feel it sticking out of me. And I don't know, they sounded like this is like the first time they've ever done it, which where did they, I don't know, where did the idea come from? It just
popped into their head.
Pam,
Yeah.
when Rowan was in the other verse,
Yep.
because I can't too many,
Yep.
and encountered
The
other
Hamverse.
Meera, was there any indication that anything had been done to other Meera? Does that make sense? Like,
Do we all remove our heads?
she would like, this is me trying to recall something that I don't
Yeah.
which
No.
I would share with the, like, I will
This
be
is-
about
this
to
is-
share with the party if is the
Yeah.
case.
This
So
is getting
like,
very Doctor Strange.
No, she seems nothing weird sticking out of her head, nothing like that at all.
but she seems weird. Yeah. Okay.
Little Miss fucking Shadow Cookie.
I can hear Emily laughing from here.
Little Miss Shadow Cookies. Okay.
So maybe this is a good place to wind things up. We can close the session with the party sitting around a table deep below the earth, contemplating how to help their friend Meira, what they're going to do, what maybe lies in Dalian's Rest that the duergar here are so interested in.
Tune in next week.
Yeah, and
Tune
what
in a
choices?
month.
Yeah, and
month.
the thing is, we don't
Tune
get
in
to
a
play for a month. So that's a
Oh,
month
Oh
that
God.
Kat gets to sit and think about this.
Yep.
Just so we're clear, so the payment for doing the surgery is going to Dalian's Rest.
Yeah.
Do I
Yep.
have to go, but we have to pay first, or is this like a they'll do it and then we pay them.
No. This is you need to go to Delian's Rest.
So realistically,
find-
the only decision is, yeah, sure, we'll go to Delian's Rest and then they do the procedure afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And the potions are just a stopgap solution.
Yep.
If we make it back.
Mm.
The point might become moot.
Yeah, I could be eaten by a griffin.
Wow. Jesus.
Very specific. That was very random.
A whole month for Cass to be like, do I
Yeah.
want a new character?
Yeah. So as
Hey, a couple of jugs of foresight, and I reckon Delgrim and Grumpfel would be like, no, we've got this. Let's do this
God.
ourselves.
you hold it down, I'll get the hammer.
Rowan
I
bamps away so it's not
Where-
easy.
yeah, I don't want to see.
Yeah, where did I put my
They're just
10,
like-
10 mil socket?
They go,
Tiernan,
Meira, hold
my
still.
ring.
Yeah.
They go, Meira, hold still. I'm Rowan. Meira's over there.
Oh no! Oh no!
no.
I was fully expecting Grumpfel to turn around to Tiernan and say, "We've got a Terrorlight by now. We could probably do this ourselves. It'd be easy."
Oh,
fucking
So
hell.
No, don't think he isn't thinking it.
As always, let's do a quick whip around of favorite moments from this evening's shenanigans. Starting with whoever wants to volunteer first.
Heath.
I am. Look, Kate's mic drop. That was chef's kiss. But as much as it was disgusting, the grisly, gross, ecstatic horror that was Promethean's gastronomic degustation was both horrifying and enthralling.
Tastes like chicken.
God, spider milk.
Yeah, there's some merch for you.
Yeah.
Got spider milk. Gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh,
Mozzarella.
how do you milk a spider?
I'm gonna jump in next and go. I fucking absolutely love vulnerable Meira. Meira's little like just she's normally like woo woo woo, I'm invincible. And Cass,
pull the pin, throw.
yeah, Cass's just absolute like heart kind of breaking exposure of just like I'm actually just this really like I want my mum and dad. This is a lot. This is like was just fucking out fucking standing Cass. It was absolutely a beautiful thing.
I'll go
Yeah.
next. Sorry, Kate.
No, you go.
Hamish revealing his true colours of a bastard GM he is because he wants to stick something through a player's head. This is the only solution.
Wait,
This is payback for the woohoo, I'm invincible.
Yeah,
Wait.
you can stay invincible, but you're gonna look like an idiot.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's actually just a
this
giant
is the-
crystal penis. That's fine.
Wait, this is the
Someone
moment
clip
that
that,
it's the
please.
reveal.
Just like that 2 seconds of that.
No.
Hello, dickhead.
Incredible.
I
Ugh.
was gonna take
This
the
crystalline
GM
phallus.
being a bastard GM and being like every capitalist landlord / hotel owner I've ever met in my entire goddamn life. Here, yes, all of the everything, it's very expensive, and we're the only place in town.
Yeah.
Hey, look, you know,
Yeah, you know what the fucking duergar strongholds are known for? Everyone just like helping each other out, giving each other shit that they want. You don't fucking belong here. We're gonna drag all of your money out of you for it.
How do you think they make their cash, man?
Yeah.
It's just like, no, we give everything else for free except for you guys.
They don't even have a friggin' market, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
They don't need one.
Oh yeah, sorry, they say.
Yeah. Oh, look.
No, we don't have a market, but what you're after is at a convenient 150% markup. Here, I had to go sourcing it.
Did you milk the spiders yourself? Oh.
Oh God. There's
We'll have to explore the process of spider milking at some point
No,
in
we
the
won't.
campaign.
There's a whole town dedicated to it.
I think my least favorite moment is the fact that Saz isn't in the Zoom call for all of this, so I can't sit there and watch Saz's each and every reaction to every fucked up spider milk reference that we made along the way, because that was fun as hell. But I did also enjoy John, you just casually dropping out in the very cool combo that Tiernan and Rowan had.
Yes, absolutely.
I really enjoyed from John just the super casual. It's sort of like high treason to talk about how this works. I
It
like
is
that
high
a lot.
treason, though.
It is high treason, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I dug that. In addition,
So high
to
that they barely even know how to treat it when you do it.
And on that note, you cannot tell me that some absolutely insane shard folk person hasn't taken the shard and implanted it in their body somewhere. I feel like this whole situation we're talking about, Tiernan of anyone would probably have been exposed to something closest to it in the past.
How do you know Tiernan himself hasn't done that and just not telling you?
I was gonna say, I've just got a flashback to those like terrible like emergency room X-rays that they show, which is like, lol, look at what's stuck in this person.
Yeah, someone else has done the
fell on
thing.
it.
I fell on it, yeah.
I fell on it.
Buzz Lightyear, I don't know how Buzz Lightyear gets there, but
Yeah, that's not infinity and that's not beyond.
it's not infinity.
For me, as for your comment, it's just like, why is Tiernan down here again?
Remove. No. Yeah. Okay.
Who knows?
Cool.
Hopefully you know, John. You should
No,
know.
I don't know, actually.
Oh dear.
So have we heard from everybody?
Did we go on from Cass?
Cass?
No,
I don't think we've heard from Cass.
no, not yet. I have a few. So, firstly, Heath going out, or Grumpfel going out and
The protection from
casting
poison.
protection from poison. I thought that was very smart, but also like could look out for your fellow
didn't share.
team members here. Just let us drink the venom. It's fine.
In a way, it was like, look, Grumpfel's not, the youngest. He's not got the best constitution. Figuring that, I was actually going to cast what is it? Not guidance. Resistance, but resistance, like as a cantrip, it's got to be concentration. You're only up to a minute. I'm like, that's not going to work. So figuring that with something like protection from poison, yes, it protects him if there's something nasty in there. But at the same time, if something nasty is in there, he's at least still around that he can then try and revive people if something bad happens.
The whole party drops dead.
So it's in our best interest.
Yeah, kind of like having a cleric in the middle of a battle go down twice below zero when he's the one holding most of the healing magic. Lesson learned. So that was the thought of that. But instead of just sitting in the middle there and going, I'm going to cast something, can possibly have Duergar charms go off, or them to go, what is he doing? He's casting. Like he'll just excuse himself so he can then go and cast the spell and then come back in.
No, that was very good. And then I also enjoyed the dropping backwards and forwards between common and then the Duergar with the super fancy.
I hate that that's the thing. That hurts my brain so much.
We need a conversation between Abrazor, Des, and who's our new friend that's going to do the crystal trick?
And Grumpfel, and we'll just start going in Undercommon as well.
And Delgrim.
Do you remember what the Undercommon accent was, though?
The Undercommon was North London. Kind of just, kind of waz that up a little bit. Sort of
great.
Jamie Oliver.
Yeah, all right, excellent. We can totally do that as well. Yeah, that'd be great.
It's not going to get confusing.
Fucking hell.
We've got to find one where we can weave in like a, I don't know, South African accent or something.
Going to burn well too.
And then the three of us are just sitting here going,
Hey,
our ears.
just somewhere else for this. You can burn all of them, and then
No, I'll give people a heads up. It's fine.
We get up to Cartha
time
Bar.
it right. I can have Meira in with me.
We get up to Cartha Bar and everyone's like, Tiernan, there you are, my friend.
Yeah. No, it's a thing. Was that
level do I
everyone's
need
cast?
to be to take someone with me?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Awesome. All right.
Are there
Well,
any
we're
from
going to go.
chat? Did chat have any interesting ones?
Oh,
that
yeah.
their favorites. I
Any
wasn't
contributions
paying
from the
attention.
chat?
Normally I ask, but
Votes in chat. Should Meira have a crystal penis lodged in her head? Yes
Yeah.
or no?
chat will
Um,
say yes.
drop the
Chat will
poll.
always
Yeah,
say
chat will
yes.
absolutely
That's
like
true.
that's.
Don't give chat that
Also,
power.
also
Absolutely not.
fan art.
Oh God.
Fan
Fan
art.
You
art.
do, you
Visual
do, you,
person.
yeah,
I need to
you
see
do
what's-
realize that Emily's in the chat, and if
Yeah.
you ask that to the chat, she's going to lead the charge.
I'm,
Magnificent.
I'm asking knowing this full well.
Can I request fan art of Rowan not knowing what to do with a gun, please?
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well? Because like
Tipping this.
Dear, dear, dear.
Okay, let's go rating. We've got a target, don't we?
We do indeed, shall we? We will be rating Unhinged Tales. Stick around for that.
Outstanding. Excellent. Hey, everybody who's hung out with us tonight, thanks. You're awesome. Thanks for choosing to spend your time with us. We actually really, really appreciate it. And we really hope that you've had fun watching tonight's shenanigans. Tune in a month.
Gross.
Evil
I'm
shenanigans.
I
sorry.
protest.
No,
Some of
it's
us have
fine.
to do other things.
Oh no,
No,
I think
it's-
we're all unavailable for a
Yeah, I think there's a few
Yeah.
people who
Or
are
a bunch of
unavailable.
us. Yeah.
We've just had a bad run recently, but that's okay.
We're getting up ourselves, really.
All right,
It's okay.
let's do the thing.
Okay. Bye everyone.
Okay.